Good evening, everyone. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm David Sponheim, and we are now in the midst of Conspiracy Monday. Thank you for coming in. Our pre-show was outstanding. We did an amazing tutorial for people who wanted to find out about how to build a Faraday cage for their outlet, their smart meter. We've got people that are wondering how to build things to protect themselves from radio frequencies, and the government hasn't told anybody about anything. In less than 5 minutes, I made this amazing Faraday cage that goes over your smart meter outside, like mine out here. These are not in any way jeopardizing the ability of your smart meter to work. They limit the amount of field radiation, electromagnetic frequency radiation that affects the brain. Now, the director of the World Health Organization actually said that RF frequencies from cell phones contribute to brain cancer. In fact, the World Health Organization's even gone so far as to say that glyphosate, Roundup, contributes to cancer in humans. Yet there's no response whatsoever from our government. No public service announcements warning of the dangers of smart meters, no talk about the dangers of Roundup. Hillary endorses Dow Chemical. Donald Trump supports Dow Chemical. He supports Monsanto and genetically modified foods. The two key presidential candidates are in total support of the status quo. Does that surprise you? They even support the lack of budget control by the two parties. They don't even care. Yeah, stay away from the sun. It's coming out at really high levels of what is called UVC radiation, due to the fact that the ozone is being depleted now very rapidly, and all because chemicals are being dumped in the atmosphere with aerosols. So you've got that happening too, which is another issue we can discuss tonight. The environment is getting hosed, literally. The ozone is being depleted rapidly, and you're wondering why. Why would they do that to us? Because they don't care about us. They want to depopulate. They've even told you they want depopulation.
Where are the windows? And look at the wings. This plane is very strange and is poisoning the humanity.
Yeah, so here it is, poisoning the humanity. It's global agenda called depopulation. Depopulation is an attempt by the elitists to get rid of us. They even tell you to do this. Yeah, so you go to school and you learn about it. I went to college in 1978. And they taught me about the limits to growth and how we needed to depopulate the earth in order to save it. Well, I did the math, and like a thinking, mathematically inclined person that I am, I found out that there's 15 acres of arable land per human being on the face of the earth. I'm not saying they should all come to America or anything. I'm just saying, just think of it. 15 acres per human being. That's how much land we have. So really, it's a real question of distribution and fresh water. So instead of doing that, instead of dealing with filtering the carbon from the atmosphere like they should be doing, they're just dumping more and more into the atmosphere to kill off the population so no one will ask any questions. Eventually, we'll all be dead. And they, in their mind, think that they're going to inherit the earth. Now, that's a pretty serious position I've got, but I can tell you, I can validate it and prove to you that this is exactly what they're doing. All right. Am I shouting? I'm sorry. 7 years younger in a black shirt? That's nice. I'll speak lower. Okay, I'm sorry if I hurt your ears. Let's show you what... Ted Turner mentioned that. Let me show you what he said. I have that at my fingertips. The trial attorneys are going against Monsanto, got $46 million verdict against Monsanto. Do you like trial attorneys? Frankly, I'd like to see Monsanto go down. I don't want them to charge farmers for all these extensive patents on genetically modified organisms. There should be a law against that. And right now, over 8,000 farms are suffering from lawsuits from companies like Monsanto that are claiming patent rights over seeds that they didn't even buy. Here's Ted Turner talking about this depopulation plan.
We've got to stabilize the population. When I was born,
what's wrong with the population? I mean,
with too many people. That's why we have global warming. We have global warming because too many people are using too much stuff. But if there were less people, they'd be using less stuff. We're altering the climate and the world in so many different ways And what we're doing is reducing the Earth's carrying capacity, so that each year the natural world gets poorer and less able to support the increasing number of people. We have a finite world, but an infinite ability to increase.
He meant an infinite ability to screw over people and make money. You see, these are the people that profited by exploiting the earth and the resources and killing off the planet. And now they want to get rid of us for simply buying products or communications from companies that are doing things that are not really respectful of the environment. So I don't have to go very far to convince you of this problem. Yeah, Ted, you'd be the first to have your things clipped. Yeah. The rumor that Hillary's a lesbian is not a rumor. It's beyond that. There's so many people that know that she's gay, it's not even funny. I mean, I can cite one woman who was a mistress of her husband, Bill, Sally Miller. She's openly discussed the Clinton situation, and this homosexual behavior is well noted.
She had several abortions before she had Chelsea, and it was only because Bill convinced her that if they were ever going to move up in politics, that they had to have a child, because that's what the political analysts had said. They've got to see her as a human. So she can't put on her black nightie and run around, and she can't play the sax. I'm sure if she is a lesbian, it's not fun.
So where did you hear she was a lesbian? Has anyone told you that?
Bill told me.
Really?
Oh, Bill, because I said, why do you think she is so cold? Why do you think she is so uninterested in kissing and holding and just being close physically? He said that when she was in college, that she and some girls experimented, and she liked it. And that's when the big feminist movement was moving forward, and lesbianism was hot. And it was more vogue for a woman to have a female partner than to have a male partner.
Well, you heard it from Sally Miller, Bill Clinton's former mistress, who was also a runners-up. Actually, she competed in the world competition for Miss America. All right, so there we have it. Let's just not get freaked out that we've got another presidential candidate lying about their homosexual tendencies. We know Barack is gay. A known fact, everyone knows it. People who are in the know are no longer living because they know it so much that they actually told people about Barack's sexuality. Let's take one person in particular, Joan Rivers. You're getting sleepy? Okay. Listen to this.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we saw a little something there. It was pretty big. Yeah. It's not something we should just forget about. That's pretty serious. So, Joan Rivers died over this statement. The least you could do is give it a little credence. Now, if you're a former Democrat or soon-to-be former Democrat and realize that you've been lied to for the past 50 elections, and your grandparents are going, I can't believe what the Democratic Party has gotten corrupt. Well, your grandpa's right. They've gotten corrupt. And they are the most corrupt, second only to the Republicans, really. All about money. People like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, the one percenters, want to vie for the position of power in a country that claims to be free and democratic. And they're the richest running. I mean, it's crazy. We've got the worst political system on earth. It's been the result. It's almost like a septic tank. You know, it's the result of years of crap. And nobody cleans the filter. And pretty soon your septic tank will bubble up and you'll start smelling crap. Well, we finally have a political septic tank on our hands. And we smell the crap. The American people can smell it. And 75% don't even trust Donald or Hillary. That's a fact, Jack. A poll was taken recently about that. Florida residents being fined for growing vegetables on their own property, folks. It's unbelievable. I mean, this is insane. Not only are they being sprayed down in Florida for some make-believe Zika virus breakout, they're spraying them with pesticides. A lot of organic farms are being sprayed at night by pesticides. I'm not kidding. Florida may be known for its tropical climate and spicy Latin American culture, but what it's not known for is freedom to garden. The southeastern state continues to make headlines over the state government's contempt for front yard gardens. Tom Carroll and Herman Ricketts have been cultivating the garden for 17 years when their hometown, Miami Shores, passed a new ordinance restricting vegetable growing to the backyard. They got a similar thing up in Toronto, the 5150 law. They want to keep vegetables from growing. This is kind of an extension of the Codex Alimentarius, the rulings on the international level trying to limit people's control over their own produce and what they grow. All right, so we're going to kind of limit. David, do you have a fatty liver? No, I don't. My liver is lean and mean. I actually keep it clean by using a variety of holistic techniques. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I just poke that poke. It's blatant now. You're out. Take it easy, 815. Why are you leaving? They're pulling faces. Well, this is intolerable. I cannot allow people to make faces in our show. We're going to stop that immediately. Guests are going to have to act right or get the heck out or get a real account. So, we got a lot of serious things to talk about tonight on Conspiracy Monday. But the reality is it's getting ugly out there for Obama. Philippines Duterte, the president Rodrigo Duterte, claimed Barack Obama is a son of a whore on Monday. So an ally, the Philippines, becoming a former ally under this new president who has managed to kill 2,400 people who were drug dealers. And he goes on to say that the acidic-tongued Duterte bristled at warnings he would face questioning by the U.S. president over a war against drugs. He went on to say, "You must be respectful. Do not just throw away questions and statements. Son of a whore. I will curse you in that forum." So he says you must be respectful, and he calls Obama the son of a whore. Now, why would anyone think that our president was the son of a whore? I just don't understand.
Hey, Joel.
Hey, Malik, nice to see you finally. How are you, sir?
I'm okay.
You know, I have your book about your father.
Oh, that's great.
So tell me, where are you right now?
I'm in a city called Kisumu. It's about 40 miles from where I live.
So we want to have a kind of a candid talk from the heart about a number of subjects related to your half-brother and your family.
Okay. Well, we'll be talking about a little later. We'll find out if Brock's mother was a prostitute. I don't think she was. She may have done a little exotic photography, I mean, admittedly. But we'll keep that video on staff for later. We are also concerned about the pictures she posed. But these are not issues that we need to talk about. We really don't need to make a big issue of all this. This is the video I was going to show you. The Seduction of Ann Dunham by Frank Marshall Davis, the known communist. All right, so not to get into anything degrading beyond just a few photographs that she may have done of her beautiful body. You know, people are going, what's the big deal? So what? I mean, look at Melania. She went butt naked You know, she posed in magazines butt naked, and she wants to be the first lady of the United States. So a lot of people are kind of like extending their, it's okay. So whether Hillary's a lesbian or not, I don't think it affects many Democrats. How many Democrats in the room here are going to vote for Hillary despite the fact that she's a leslie? There you go. We've got one. Elephant Juice is going to vote for Hillary. He doesn't care. And how many of you Trump supporters are going to vote for Trump, even though you know he read Hitler's speeches when he was married to Ivana Trump? How many of you are going to vote for Trump? Now, you can't vote for him and her. Now, that just disqualifies you immediately. All right. Well, apparently you're the only one voting for either one. I don't read Hitler's speeches. No, Trump is not a lesbian, but good question. Ivana, yeah. Ivana Trump said that her husband, Donald, looked at Hitler's speeches every night before he went to bed. That's what he used to read. Well, Melania is a lot smarter than people think. Oh, very intelligent. That's why she lied under oath that she had a degree in architecture. Oh, okay, right. Most smart people lie about their degree in architecture under oath. You're so funny. I can't help but laugh. So let's listen to Hillary in her recent speech. She got out there. She wanted to put her best foot forward out in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's take a look.
Hey, Cleveland! Happy Labor Day. When we were trying to figure out where we could be, we all said, let's go to Cleveland. And I want to thank Congresswoman Marcia Fudge for hosting us. I've been talking so every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
She's allergic, yeah. Hillary, I think it's almost you're allergic to chemtrails. You won't even acknowledge that they're spraying chemicals in our air, and now you're breathing them. So yeah, it's causing a little bit of a backdrop. It could be karmic justice. You never know. A little too much carpet licking. Okay, could be one of those pubes got caught in her throat. Now, I don't want to laugh at all.
We have 63 days to go.
We have 63 days to go. I have a pubic haircut in my mouth. Oh. God, if she didn't have $2 billion, I'd say she wasn't going to win this. But she's got $2 billion and she can buy anybody. So any of you who are here to fight for a third party, thank you for coming in. I appreciate your effort, and we're not giving up. You know that. We're fighting an uphill battle against the censorship. I'm not in any way getting engaged in vulgarity at all. No. There's nothing vulgar about pubic hair. I'm trending tonight on Twitter at David Sponheim. Hashtag David Sponheim. Thank you. You think she had lung cancer? Well, the Globe said that Barack Obama had lung cancer in 2010. I mean, who are you going to believe? Definite hairball. Go ahead. That's okay. We got a lot of time to hear about your empty promises for America, and also all the lack of things you're not going to talk about, like GMOs, the dangers, the chemicals that are probably in your throat that are causing you to cough. I saw a really good movie last night on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's called Consumed. and it's all about the GMO industry. And it had like 3 stars, and I said, I'm going to give this a shot. Danny Glover's in it. Dr. Green from ER is in it. But it's called Consumed, and it talks about people who get allergic reactions to genetically modified food and how serious the problem is. It's been involving cover-up after cover-up, scientific data getting scrubbed to force genetically modified foods on our farms across the nation and in our bodies. So when you go out shopping, you won't know whether you're getting genetically modified foods because Barack Obama, he recently signed the DARK Act into law, which eliminates GMO labeling completely. Now here's a man, Obama, who said in 2007 that he was going to make sure that we had genetically modified organisms labeled on any particular item in our store. He completely reversed that, signed the DARK Act. Hillary won't even talk about the dangers of GMOs. Do you realize, folks, you Democrats, how serious this is? You got leaders in the Democratic Party that won't even ask questions about the dangers that are affecting people, and I'm talking about life and death dangerous things. Tumors. Tumors, yes, right. Monsanto only tests any particular product internally. There's no FDA review. They test their product with 90 days of testing. And Dr. Seralini, an Italian who did a great job of exposing GMOs and tumors in laboratory animals, he did a study on 4 months to 24 months, way past 90 days. And he found that almost all these things were coming up with tumors. So Monsanto said that your study is bogus, and they had him scrub it from one toxicology review magazine. He countersued for defamation against Monsanto in an international court and won 2 years ago. So Seralini's work is being republished, showing that Monsanto has been doing everything they can to squash the truth about unbelievable genetically modified organisms and how dangerous they are to our culture, to our human species. We are under attack, and these are the richest people that want to get rid of us. All these come under the heading of depopulation. That's the theme tonight, depopulation. So when they don't tell you about the dangers of our frequencies coming off your smart meter, and I make you a little thing cost me next to nothing with metal staples in it. I show people how to do this. I'm only giving you the answers to longevity, and the government won't even give you a public service announcement telling you the dangers of cell phones. They want you to die. They don't care about us. They want us to die. They're feeding us GMOs that cause tumors in laboratory animals. Not only do they want us to die, they want to rape your pocketbook when you get sick, because the healthcare industry is jacked up all over the place. They're literally charging 30 to 50% more for healthcare insurance right now under Obamacare. That's why I want to prosecute Obama, because we can remove Obamacare as we know it and take it back to 2008 cost levels with one simple prosecution of Barack Obama.
Well, thank you. Whoa.
Whoa. That was difficult. You can do it, Hillary. Forget about all the Coke days, just put that behind you.
Well, you just heard the next vice president, didn't you? In addition to thanking Marcia Fudge, so thank your great Senator Sherrod Brown.
Okay. I can't handle it. I'm sorry. I don't want to make fun of her. I think she needs treatment. She definitely needs to get her head examined. The former doctor of Barack Obama suggested that she's got to have a medical report, especially in lieu of the fact that she used that as a reason not to testify on Benghazi early on when it happened. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why she needs a medical checkup. And there was a release of her medical records about a month and a half ago by her physical therapist doctor. But they say that the father of the doctor released those records. By the way, he died about 2 weeks ago. The father of Hillary Clinton's doctor died in a drowning accident, freakish. Prior to that, a month earlier, the CIA was looking for his computer. So you do the math here. People are dying left and right who know information about Hillary's condition. You look it up. It doesn't take much more than a visit to this website right here, which I'm going to give you, to find out about this and more. 33 intriguing cases where Clinton's would have ended up going to trial and somebody would have testified against him if these people had lived. Well, if the Democrats believe that they have this election in the bag and Donald is gaining momentum, and he has gained a little momentum on the immigration issue because nobody wants an open border, and Hillary seems to want that. You know that Donald took the 1,000-mile fence idea and the no refugee idea that we've had for 8 years and used it as his idea. He took 10 of my ideas and he dominated the Republican Party with them. But will those ideas alone be enough? I don't think so. I don't think Donald has the charisma to carry off the presidency. I think Hillary's riding on a tremendous amount of support from the Democratic Party. Let's be fair. I mean, I've got lots of people that tell me that Hillary's got the supporters necessary to win this election. She's had 5%, currently 5% leads in many states. In swing states, she's had up to 10 to 14%, like in Virginia, over Donald Trump. But he has gained a little ground talking about the emails and the lack of transparency. But will he pull it off? Because he's got so much baggage, it's unbelievable. He's got extreme foot and mouth disease. And it does not bode well for our country to have a presidential candidate who puts his foot in his mouth all the time. It doesn't bode well for a person to have seizures either. So there's a lot of reasons why many of you are going to be voting third party, writing my name in, and I don't blame you. Your vote is essentially wasted on Donald or Hillary. You're not even making a statement by voting for them. Plus, the Diebold voting system could easily be rigged. We've seen that the DHS is now having to come in to maintain a secure election, which shows me how completely off the grid we are in terms of fairness. And what's really disturbing about Donald Trump, the other egomaniac, what's really disturbing about him is he recently asked Russia to get more emails. He encouraged a foreign nation to hack into our country even more, which is unbelievable. It's like encouraging cyber terrorism. And then when it comes to cybersecurity, he wanted all of us to boycott Apple. Remember that? When Apple had encryption codes that they were being sued by the FBI to release? Donald wanted you to boycott the only company that's made any decent money on real products in America in years. So he doesn't want you to have cybersecurity, and he doesn't in any way mind asking Russia to hack into our servers. What kind of a person is he? Treasonous? Traitor? I mean, these are the names that are popping up in my head. I don't know what other words to use. He doesn't care about our personal security, and he certainly doesn't care about our national security. He can't disqualify me, no. If Jay Johnson, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, tries to disqualify Trump, on what grounds would he disqualify me? Yeah, you're reaching. No, Trump hasn't even begun to understand the complexity of this election. I'll give Hillary one thing. She called him out for what he is, a bully. I don't like her record. I can't stand the fact that the Clinton body count exists. I especially don't like the fact that she won't reveal the emails history and all the facts, simple facts that she released 110 classified documents. I'm upset the FBI is not prosecuting her. But I still think she has the momentum to win this election. I don't think Donald has chipped away at the real issues. You want to know why? Because Hillary and Donald have a secret, and it's the same secret. It's the same secret. Both of them, both Hillary and Donald, are linked to Jeffrey Epstein's Orgy Island. And this was made available in 2007, but the information has been squashed in the mainstream media ever since. I'm going to show you a picture of Donald Trump's name in the black book of Jeffrey Epstein that was revealed by his butler. Now, his butler's dead, but this is all public information, and Trump's name was on the blacklist, people soliciting the help of Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Jeffrey Epstein was known for being a madam, or a male version of a madam, dealing with high-profile sex prostitutes and underage minors prostitutes. Now, this is the Holy Grail. You'd think the Clinton Foundation would be an issue. No, they're finagling around the RICO Act right now. You'd think that the emails would have been a major issue, but the FBI has given her a pass, and Loretta Lynch has said, oh, it's okay. She has 27 months to deal with this issue. But this is the one issue that could fry both Hillary and Donald's career. Because Bill Clinton is involved in Orgy Island, too. Bill Clinton was seen by an underage prostitute of Jeffrey Epstein. Was actually seen by that woman at Orgy Island. She's testified to that. So this is a major, major factor which, if it comes into play, could derail Donald's campaign completely, because he's even said that if there will be issues of infidelity coming out in the campaign. Well, I haven't heard any issues of infidelity. He did make that comment, though. When you go to Orgy Island and hang out with Jeffrey Epstein, what does that tell you about these people? We've got so many dirty spots on these two people that are not being revealed by the mainstream media that we could easily move forward. Thank you for writing my name in, Khal Drago. Your vote is wasted on Donald or Hillary. You're going to get the New World Order shoved up your ass. It's going to come in the form of a vaccine. They're going to say there's a pandemic, and both Donald and Hillary would easily say, well, we need to implement mass vaccinations. They call it herd inoculation. And they already have documents to back this up. CDC's already got the legal framework to mass vaccinate the culture. And these vaccinations have dangerous cancer-producing products in them called nagalase. Nagalase is an ingredient that they find in cancer cells. It's also in vaccinations. What does that tell you? I don't think answering her health issues by saying she's not concerned about conspiracy concerns about her health is really a solid answer. She needs a medical report saying she doesn't have any brain problems. And she doesn't have that. She has quite the opposite. The medical reports that were released a month and a half ago on the internet show that she's had blackouts, seizures, you name it. So our country's never been in a more precarious position politically. And I've never been in a more censored position politically of any candidate in the history of this country. 8 years of doing this nightly and no media exposure whatsoever. In fact, I understand from somebody that the person that did come to my house and took photographs of me and put it on the internet and put it on the television, on broadcast TV, they were trying to exploit my blackface video that I did many years ago. That person denies ever coming to my house, according to this person that came into our show. It's hearsay at this point, but until I have proof that she's denying the visit to me, and they had over 45 minutes of me talking on the issues, they wouldn't play a single second of it. I am the real victim here. I don't think Hillary ever did a blackface video. But the Democrats accuse me of being a racist, and I've never said a racial slur in my life. That's like saying I'm a racist because I played a clown video. Yeah, I had a chance to impersonate the president, and I took it. In 2008, I did the blackface video. It was very successful. It's given me a lot of exposure worldwide. I'm a household word in Japan. People in Japan are watching our show nightly, processing all the different things that we talk about. Got a lot of viewers all over the world now. Many of them are trying to get into this chat room. And we want to have a different venue to get into a chat room, but we don't have one. We've got iVlog, where people say, right over there, guest 864 says Trump is a clown. And somebody's calling me an effing nut, which I had to kick him for that. I saw Hillary's coughing fit in Cleveland. Yeah, it's made quite the wave. Yeah, and then blogtv.ca will be out soon, House MD. Yeah, we'll be on that show. Sponheim, huh? Interesting. If Hillary's health is a conspiracy, then why is she telling the FBI she can't remember because of her head injury? That's so true, Lone Patriot. Hillary is caught in a web of lies, and Donald is caught in a web of apparently mistakes. He doesn't really want to say deport all aliens. He only said it because he really wanted to get news play. But now he's caught in that world of wanting to deport all illegal aliens. And he knows he can't do it. His top campaign manager is saying, soften the approach, don't talk about it. But he's still out there saying he wants to deport all illegal aliens. He wants an enlarged police force going door to door and kicking out people from our country. I don't think that's a good measure, and it's certainly not moving toward peace. But being soft on immigration is a big mistake. And Sarah is here, and I'm going to remove this as well. Thank you. I'm the guy who's got the tough issues, questions. Sarah takes on our platform 100% and supports it. I'm the one who takes on conspiracy issues. I've always been that way. And I don't mind saying that I'm willing to answer any questions that you may have about what has happened, whether it's a false flag occurrence or whatnot. But Sarah is the person you want to talk to about our platform solely, because she doesn't sign on to any conspiracy theories. That's her choice. In a way, she represents a lot of people in America. She represents a lot of people in America who just don't want to be considered conspiracy theorists. Now, Hillary had a massive coughing fit today in Cleveland. Just bringing Sarah up to speed here.
Excuse me. Also.
And we found out just now that she had a second coughing fit today on the plane. So there's something wrong with her respiratory system. We don't know.
Attack American institutions. So, get some water. Thank you.
Now, she may be facing some serious critical life-threatening issues with her respiratory system, but we'll never know because she hasn't had a medical checkup in a long time, and neither has Donald. So, and they present with medical problems. So that being the case, we're wondering, when is she going to get her head checked out? When is she going to get cleared of her health concerns? Because a lot of people are going, why are you running? Because you're greedy? Because it's my turn. That's what she answered when she was asked, why are you running for president? Because it's my turn. Yeah, human animal embryos grown in UK labs, according to Beekman. He brought this in. 150 human animal hybrids grown in UK labs. Embryos have been produced secretly for the past 3 years, folks. Animal hybrids. Wow, that's kind of scary. Okay, Sarah's in to talk. I'm here to check out. I'm going to pull back. Thank you for coming into our show tonight. I'm going to take a little break, make some food, and I'll be back in a little while. This is Sarah, my vice presidential choice for the upcoming election.
Yeah, now the press corps is traveling with her, which is like a new thing for her to actually see some news clips, because usually she doesn't have. This is just recent that she's had the press corps traveling with her. Hello, everyone. So, who knows? Maybe she's ill. Maybe she has a cold or something. I don't really know. Sounded like maybe it was allergies exactly, or a cold, or who knows. Hello, D to the V and everyone else. Hey. Yeah. We'll see what's up with Hillary. What? It don't matter? If I can make an animal hybrid, what animals would I mix? I probably wouldn't. Why would I want an animal hybrid? I think each animal is cool and unique as it is. I don't think it needs to be hybridized with any other animal. You would like an eagle and a walrus? I just think each animal is cool as itself. Yes, like the dancing dog that you have there. going to open up a new thing. Yeah, I can't see an eagle and a walrus working together. Yeah, just leave animals alone. You want a rabbit lion? I used to hear about a jackalope. It was like a antelope, or no, a jackalope was a bunny with antelope. Yeah. A bunny and an antelope cross, that was a jackalope. Yeah, but I don't believe in that. You think the perfect woman hybrid would be part woman and part mute? Mute's not really an animal, so, but you just want women to be seen and not heard? Is that your deal, Mr. MJS? You have a picture, Beekman, for me? Ooh, that is weird. Strange. I don't even think I want to see that. That's too weird, Beekman. Thank you. Okay, let me mute myself. There we go. And say hi to the YouTube chat room. Good. Fantastic. You want to bring theist and atheist together and just see what happens? Because it would be interesting to watch. It would be interesting to watch. I'm doing well. How are you today? I'm glad it's Labor Day, enjoying some time off on this beautiful day, and just, yeah, which is pretty cool. You're doing well? Great, now that I'm here. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. It's very sweet. What is this lemon moon? You're giving me, are you linking me to my own YouTube channel? No, I'm just kidding. Oh. Video about Hillary Clinton. Let's see if we already have this. Clinton. David has so many different things, so. Yes, I already have that in Clinton, so good. I did not actually put my holiday flag out to fly. Save that for maybe Veterans Day or something like that. Or Independence Day. Thank you, Theo. Do I want flames on my car to look cool? I personally think my car looks cool as it is. I don't think I need to add anything to my car to make it look cool. I think it just is naturally cool. Have you seen my car? It's pretty cool. I'm sure you have seen it. I do keep telling myself that. Shall I add this to... I'll add this to Clinton too. Okay, and then I can close out of that. Florida residents are being fined for growing vegetables on their own property, according to Natural Health. Oh, you made an image. Okay, Eddie, let's check it out. The mob says she needs flames on her car so it looks like she's driving really fast. That would be kind of fun. Ah, that's cute. Thank you. Shall I put it in the back of me? That is cute. Thanks, Eddie. I'm cooler than a bag of ice. That would be cold. Not even cool. That would be super freezing. Will you and David take another studio photo for historical purposes, Sarah, this 2016? Well, anybody can take my video and take a still image of me from that, I suppose. Well, that's not necessarily true, Templeton. There have been women leaders for a very long time in countries that continue to exist. England, Ireland, and many other places. You think Brazil and Germany failed with women presidents? Oh, I'm sure you would, Chris. I'm sure you would love to make a video with me. I don't know who you're talking about. Don't worry, be happy. I agree, Theo. Women are just as equipped to run a country as a man. Maybe not Hillary Clinton, but women, some women. Yes. Ugh. Anyway, it's all good. I think that it's possible. Do I want to save this information? No, I really don't. Many think marijuana causes little to no harm, a study finds. Well, a study about what people think. Wait, didn't David say he likes... Now I'm confused. So it's not canola, it's only safflower, I think, that David likes. He doesn't like canola because he said canola is all full of GMOs. Yes, we must not go there about Hillary. Well, what's wrong with that, Bengalitis? Actually, men can stay home and they can take care of the kitchen. How about that? Angela Merkel. Let's go with Queen Elizabeth. That's true, Merkel is losing popularity, I'm sure. Wow, don't do that, Theo. Just breathe. Yes, Benazir Bhutto. Yeah, she was a pretty inspirational leader in her area. She never actually became a ruler, but she was definitely an inspirational leader. Say Cleopatra caused a drastic failure, Templeton? It's not canola oil David doesn't like because he says it's full of GMOs. And Natural News would agree with them. They say canola oil, a chemical carcinogen that doesn't belong anywhere near your food. Canola is marketed as a healthy oil. It's anything but healthy. It's cheap, highly unstable, inflammatory oil that was given a huge push by trusted advisory groups and the government's dietary guidelines. The problem with canola oil comes from highly toxic, genetically modified rape seeds. So it's rapeseed oil. Wow. Rapeseed oil used to be used in candles, soaps, lipsticks, lubricants, inks, biofuels, and even insecticides. And now it's made its way to the dinner table. So I think safflower would be fine, but canola, no. Safflower oil is good. Okay, and wow. Miami Shores fights residents for having just a vegetable garden in their front yard. Wow. Aesthetics because of aesthetics and uniformity are legitimate government purposes. Wow. The city has every right to decide whether gardens make a neighborhood ugly. Wow. Use canola oil to clean ink off of zinc plates in printmaking. That's interesting. It's used as a cleaner. It shouldn't be used as a food. Okay, true, the queen doesn't count. She's a figurehead rather than a ruler. Well, the first woman or first lady, first man, first gentleman, whatever, all of that's just a name. It's not an actual legal title. Oh. Ha ha ha, Chris, that's funny. I did not do any Labor Day shopping. I thought about doing some Labor Day shopping, but I didn't. I'm sure all the sales were going on this weekend and I missed them all. Yes, there's a lot of dihydrogen monoxide in America's water supply systems. If it wasn't there, we would all suffer from dehydration. So we have to make sure we continue to use dihydrogen monoxide. It's important in order to sustain hydration. Yes, that's true. David would not cast while driving. We would possibly, if he was in the passenger seat, he might be casting, but not in the driver's seat. We have cast from a car before, but it was a stationary vehicle. It's important to be stationary when casting. Yes, you may have missed sales if you didn't go shopping today. I don't like the site, and I'm not going to look at it. Alright, I am going to save something in Clinton. Maybe it has too many different things. Oh, here we go. Well, I think that women can still. I'm a bit Templeton. I'll just agree to disagree with you. Yes, we did cast from a bed when I went to a hotel. It was pretty cool. And I understand what you're saying, that that is just how women are perceived and received by other people. I get it. I get what you're saying. But I think that things can change. But of course, I'm in favor of David for president. Yeah, we're casting from a little restaurant. That was pretty fun, too. Wow. A Times reporter was abducted and shot in Syria. He says his kidnapper now is a US-backed rebel. He recognized his abductor on a recent Facebook video which shows him in the ranks of a US-backed moderate opposition rebel group. He was captured on his way from Syria to Turkey along with his colleague, photographer Jack Hill, not far from the Syrian town Tal Rafat in 2014, a week after they had started covering the situation in Aleppo. And he was watching a video of a victorious band of Western-backed rebels, and he noticed the face of America's newest ally in the war against ISIS in Syria. Wow. It was a CIA-vetted rebel group in the border town of Al-Rai. Wow, and this guy who abducted him, he was an acquaintance of theirs for 2 years, and then he abducted them. Wow. This is a sad story. He and this other guy that were taken he was shot twice in the ankle for trying to escape, and he and another guy were given severe beatings while held captive. That is so crazy. That's why I don't believe that there should be U.S. backed forces fighting over. I mean, of course, U.S. military, but not U.S. backed rebels or CIA vetted foreigners that aren't U.S. citizens fighting overseas. If they're going to fight their own wars in their own country, let them without financial or military support. It's just not cool. I believe that the only support we should be sending overseas is humanitarian aid. There's one gene that separates gender. It's called the amylogenin chromosome. One chromosome that separates gender. That was a pretty cool geometry lesson, wasn't it? That be right. I could talk about complementary and supplementary angles. It takes 15 entries to work the sleep timer on your TV. By then you're too tired and you're like, now I'm awake trying to figure it out. Same thing, I would say, Theobald. You decided to conquer the TV remote control. Maybe there's an easier way to get to the sleep timer. But that's good. I'm glad you decided to do that. $5 for a Big Mac, $10 for chicken nuggets. Yeah, get your GMO dose. That's right. Not really good food. Yeah. I think they are in a bit of decline, McDonald's, but I think that they do offer some healthy alternatives like wraps and salads and things like that. Wow, isn't that amazing? Emerson's a pretty good product. Whereas Samsung's all complicated. Yeah, it could be soy protein and things like that. Dogs don't like McDonald's food either. Wow. They're apple slices. Yes, McDonald's sells apple slices. That's healthy. It's like, yeah, you can go to McDonald's and have them all sliced up for you, but you do wonder, like, what kind of preservatives they put on those apple slices to keep them from browning. So the idea of them being healthy is there, at least. It's made out of reconstructed applesauce. Now that would be kind of funny. Reconstructed applesauce. The deep fried apple slices, not really, but they do have apple pie. I like their apple pie, actually. I've never seen your dog wouldn't eat the chicken McNuggets. Whoa. Oh, that's true. And so they just suck all the oxygen out of the little bag so they won't oxidize in it.
Yeah, it's a great way to store food. You know those heat packs that people use?
That's not how they make baby carrots.
You know the heat packs people use for staying warm in the winter? If you put one of those in a bin of grain that's clean and completely sealed, You put one of those, break it open, and put it in the bin of the grain. It eats up all the oxygen, and it keeps it for 10 years.
Wow.
The grain stays a lot longer. It's a trick that survivalists use. Those heat packs that you use in the winter. Put it in a closed container. It keeps things forever. Yeah, the Philippine leader was canceled after the tasteless remark about the president. Calling him these names was son of a whore was a very disrespectful thing. And you know, Barack Obama's taken a lot of beef from a lot of people about being gay and having married to a transgender and you know, all these things that are now becoming more and more obvious to the American people are becoming obvious to world leaders too. And when he makes these statements, it's seen as a slam. When, yeah. Good evening. Great to see you too, Theo Bald. MJS has a screen grab I want to look at real quick. Phyllis Schlafly, conservative leader. Thanks. Phyllis Schlafly, conservative leader and foe of the Equal Rights Amendment, dies at 92. She was against it. Her Republican position was very clear. Women have a place in the home. I'd like to see an Equal Rights Amendment. I really would. Especially when it comes to wages being equal across the genders. But what about transgenders? I mean, should they be paid equally? Should that include transgenders?
Hello, G884.
Oh, sorry, did I hit that?
You haven't hit me.
Oh, good.
Or hit
the chair. I would never hit you.
Yes, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
I know. It just...
Yeah, it's weird.
A very good point, Dave. Thank you. So yeah, we're in favor of equal rights. We're very open on issues like that. You know, and I was telling people earlier that the social conservatives who aren't getting anywhere with Donald Trump, with him wanting gay marriages in every state. Chevy Chase has entered rehab for a tune-up. The 72-year-old community actor is being treated at Hazelton Addiction Treatment Center in Minnesota. His rep told TMZ Monday that Chevy Chase, you know, popular from Saturday Night Live, he's receiving treatment for an alcohol-related issue. It's called a tune-up. Yeah. Human-dog hybrid? Really? Do we need to go there?
It's just weird.
It's a little too weird for me. Yeah. Looks like claymation or something. Trans are paid equally but receive payroll deductions for personal bathroom habits. Good point, Depp. That would be an interesting, concessions for being a transsexual. I mean, I don't want to cater to transsexualism or transgenderism. I'm personally against the government being involved in marriage, and so is Sarah. And we have this plan to actually tell all the states not to even bother giving out marriage contracts.
What about a single father that can't come to work because he has a sick child?
That's true, too. We have some pretty progressive ideas, but when the social conservatives are asking, should we have gay marriage in any state, I say don't bother having marriages in any state. Don't worry about it. The stipulation the Supreme Court made was only in the event a marriage contract is offered by the state can they not discriminate. So yeah, and there's separation of church and state regarding marriage. Good point. It breaches the separation of church and state when the government's involved in a spiritual act between a man and a whatever. For many working minimum wage, the ends never meet. I know. You know, they say 65% of the population is $500 away from living on the street. It's amazing. So hold on to those $500, everybody. Be careful with that last $500. It's, you know, for you, it might have been entertainment to get married and get hit with alimony payments for 18 years, including child support. But for a lot of people, it's a nightmare. And for you, it might be entertainment. But for some people, it's like that's the biggest spiritual move they ever made in their life, was getting their divorce. Had they ever been married, it would have been a palimony case, and it would have been a father's rights case. We've actually suggested that a father could sign off on involvement with the child and not have to face deadbeat laws. giving the father a pass, and the father would never have parental access to their child. Now, the child could find their father, but the father would never be able to gain access. It'd be like a restraining order against their own child. But if they're going to be a deadbeat dad, I mean, why would they even, want to feel like they want to visit their child if they don't want to pay anything toward their child? I don't have any children, so I can speak freely on this issue. Should all be preparing like Venezuela, yeah. So, store up your sardines. It is getting very tight out there, yeah. We're heading into a possible apocalypse, you know that. You'd sign off a child if you were trans or gay for sure? Oh, if it were trans or gay. Oh, okay. There you go. Admiral wouldn't have a child who is gay. Now, see, there's a lot of people who are prejudiced against homosexuals.
Would you, disinherit a child?
He would be willing to disinherit the child, yeah. We had a big discussion. One of the supporters of vaccinations came in our show last Friday and was proposing vaccinations. And he said he got vaccinations for his kids. The supporter, the ex-supporter, I should say, who I've unbanned you, by the way, Ooga Booga, said he had a couple kids and they was going to give out vaccines to his second kid, and he didn't care. And we just saw a movie called Vaxxed, which was amazing, and it was finally been released on YouTube. Somebody got it, and it was phenomenal. We actually were blown away by the fact that the CDC has been hiding information about the dangers of vaccinations and autism and ADHD. So it's when you see somebody like Ooga Booga who's watching the movie and he still doesn't care. I mean, he doesn't even want to modify it. I say give the kids vaccines in staggered doses, at the very least. And that's what that movie said. It finally said, yeah, at the very least, stagger the doses. Make sure you have a month between or a couple months between. I don't recommend personally putting forced vaccinations out on the American people. Let you decide. It is an ancient science. It's not very valid science. It's not proven. It did work in many cases, but it's not 100%. In fact, it's far from it. It's possibly dangerous to our health. It possibly could be seeding our brains with disorders like autism or ADHD. It could even lead to tumors. There's a dangerous product called Nagalase in every vaccination, which could very well lead to a tumor. I'm concerned. I don't like the data that the CDC's been letting go and destroying. Literally, one of the top scientists at the CDC, Dr. Thompson, whistleblower, said he had to destroy documents all over the place when they went ahead and got authorization for vaccines. He was told to just shred hundreds of documents, all related to an autism rate of 38% among measles, black children who are being treated for measles. 38% getting autism was serious. And all of that was completely gotten destroyed, that evidence. All right, so what's happening tonight? We got Labor Day. We're all happy we're not working right now. A lot of you are starting up your jobs tomorrow and are working real hard. And you enjoy it because you get a good feeling experiencing that kickback of money from your boss. I want to give everybody a kickback for just being an American. I think it's really the way to go. And if we don't accept the fact that everybody's got to have something to survive, we'll be forgetting about all our veterans who don't get any money from the Veterans Association because they left early or they were kicked out on a dishonorable discharge because they had major mental problems or something. I mean, we're forgetting all those people in the streets in America, 4 million now, who are homeless that could really benefit from $400 per month and a mailbox. We'll give them a mailbox too. Yeah. So that's my concept to get the country rolling too. More money in the economy, more expendable income, more chance for the growth sector to take place.
Whoa.
This is exceptional. You're right. It's exceptionalism. You want to bring us into your story?
Sure. I was just reading some technology news. Samsung has a huge recall going on their Galaxy Note 7s.
Wow.
Because some of them can catch on fire, and due to their batteries.
Wow, those lithium ions are not solid technology. Considering,
and
yeah.
Apps, people spending time on apps now account for half the time spent online.
Wow,
People
that's
are
amazing.
in
I see
apps.
everybody with their hand and they stick it next to their head and then they don't realize that the radio frequency is causing them. But those lithium ions are not tested, and they have been proven to be absolutely inefficient. It's amazing that this technology moves forward, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. No oversight, no questioning, no scientific method, just somebody with money saying, well, an admitted crackhead, Elon Musk, who just recently admitted to being a crackhead, now making millions of dollars on batteries that break down. What does that tell you about our society?
Did you see someone said they stopped getting vaccinations because of you? And he said, thanks for saving your health.
Well, I certainly hope it's going to help you avoid a lot of problems. Vaccinations on a regular basis, the flu shot is just, you're pushing the envelope on this particular thing they found, nagalase. If you research that, it shows you the whole story. It's just absolutely disturbing. And the CDC's purposely ignored, if not targeted. And the FDA's, if not ignored and targeted. Up to 50 doctors now. Holistic doctors have died. It used to be 26. The number is close to 50 now. It's insane. And they all die from mysterious deaths. No one knows why. And these are the whistleblowers. These are the ones that are holistic doctors telling their patients who are actively using anti-cancer medication, chemo, whatnot, shifting gears in their treatment plans.
Good night, Eddie.
Good night, Eddie. Elon Musk was at Burning Man, really? Was he doing crack there? It's amazing how many self-admitted crackheads there are. Apparently, crack makes people admit openly to people that they're crackheads. It's one of those qualities. It's a drug it's kind of like a truth serum. So when people are on crack, they can't help but admit that they're on crack. Well, that's why Barack Obama wrote about it in his book. Yeah, Audacity of Hope. He said, well, make no mistake about it. I did crack at Occidental College. Or something to that effect. It's in the book. Research it. Or don't. Yeah. It's like a sodium pentothal, yeah. I would not doubt it. I wouldn't doubt Obama's going to do a tell-all from prison, how crack made him president. I would not doubt that. Coming out in prison is going to be difficult for him. Apparently cocaine and heroin is super cheap. They want us to die. I was trying to explain that to you. That's why the Afghan fields are protected by our Army, Marines. Men in the war are put over there to increase profits. They just announced that 4,400% increases in opium since we arrived there 15 years ago. I mean, their opium is growing. The business is huge ever since we took over. And our country's been doing the management. The CIA makes about $50 billion on the sale of heroin. All of this stuff is kept from the mainstream media. You never hear about it. Ronald Reagan employed more blacks with crack than 50 years of Obama ever did. Now, how many blacks on crack were working for Ronald Reagan? Really? You know this for a fact? I can imagine Ronald Reagan in the White House going, Don, was that Secret Service agent on crack? He sure seemed very, very happy. Don Regan was his close personal secret Santa. Told him everything. He was the chief of staff. Yeah. Could you get Nancy and I some more jelly beans? I want to entertain her tonight. I think it is absurd. Ronald Reagan did supply almost an empty-headed suit in the White House. He provided a solid puppet example of a president. He was the first puppet president, I think. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down my pants. I mean, this wall. Yeah, they did do something, though. We did accomplish something. We ended the Cold War. Now we're in the colder war, where Obama calls Putin a jackass. Donald asks Russia to hack our email servers, Hillary's email servers, which is a gross violation of national security. Hillary doesn't want her email servers revealed, which is also a gross possible violation of national security. What if she's blackmailed? What if someone like a Russian hacker were to get Hillary on the phone saying, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. I'm going to give up 2 days in the Trump Plaza to make sure that you do not do anything in the White House. You know, you got gangs from Russian mobs staying in the Trump Plaza. You've got, it's unbelievable. The possibility that they could be hacking into her email and then threatening her behind the scenes. Democrats, you guys got to understand, Hillary is a serious risk to our national security. Plus, she revealed emails that already gave the template of encryption code to our enemies. They had encryption emails. Now they can register them against the actual emails, which gives them like a blueprint for our encryption system. You realize the breach in security? I mean, for the FBI not to pursue a case against Hillary is insane. But here we are. So let's just hang out and kick back and watch the apocalypse take place. Yeah, how about that apocalypse news tonight? That was pretty intense, yeah. There's an alarmingly high number of young people roaming around in our country with nothing to do but stir up trouble for police and damage property. Well, what I'm saying, Mr. Bill, is if these young people could open up their own little tiny house somewhere in an open lot, you realize how easy that would be for these people to start building a life, albeit one out of a tiny house. But I mean, it's better than living out of a dumpster. So why don't we start thinking progressively with our ideas to get the septic approvals for all these little tiny houses out there, and the millennial generation can go on a Pokemon Go trip and find their destination. Can you imagine how powerful it would be for Pokemon Go to open up people to, hey, I want to go live in New Mexico, and then meet somebody right there going, wow, you got the same character I did. They said that we could get $1,500 to build our tiny house. And you got 2 Pokemon Go millennials out there in the middle of New Mexico building a tiny house with water reclamation. We can use the networking to bring people together and make a more sustainable life. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the future of our country. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
You filmed a red moon yesterday. Wow, drumstick. Okay. Yeah, well, anything that would lighten up the pressure. You know, legalization of marijuana will actually be a big plus, because a lot of these millennials will have a chance to grow something and make money on it. They'll have to pay 15% tax, so there's a future for them right there. Yeah. Uh-oh. All right. Dave, everyone knows you need cell phone coverage to find Pokemon. There's cell phone coverage out in the middle of New Mexico. Oh, yeah. Well, we are trying to keep the guests out. We've had so many new users come into the show that we don't want guests intruding with their hate. As you know, we had to start recording our chats simply because of the incessant death threats against me, mostly. Everyone loves Sarah, but... Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Well, okie doke. Okie doke. Red moon footage. Here we are. Is this it? What is that? Copenhagen.
It was the red moon.
It's a red moon. Wow. So what does this mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's a pretty cool.
So I watched this movie Consumed last night. It's really, really good. Oh, I'm fine. I just was so overwhelmed by the fact that farmers around the country are having to pay the GMO companies like Monsanto seed prices. They're being pushed into it. And when they do that, they're automatically deemed not organic. So the organic movement is disappearing. Slowly these farms are being deemed not organic. So they're paying these ridiculous fees for patent rights on GMO seeds that they didn't even order. But because they were within 20 feet of another field, it crossed pollinated. And the government's done nothing to prevent this. So we're gradually seeing all these beautiful organic farms around the country getting wiped out. And the GMO companies profiting left and right. And the American people are going, well, we wonder if Hillary will help. Hillary actually supports Monsanto and Dow. She won't help at all. Yeah, and the Philippine president, yeah. If we'll boost our moods, okay. Well, I'll do that right when Sarah leaves. I'll set it up on cue so we can just get right into it.
Oh, shall I leave?
No. I want you to be here. It just these people want to have a boost mood.
Yes.
Yeah. D to the V is here. Hey, man. Thanks for giving us that suggestion. Yeah, I know. I didn't realize it was you. The correct term is blood moon. You're talking about a full moon that has the characteristics of blood. I get you.
Well, obviously that wasn't a full one.
No, it's not.
But that's okay.
I'm not really worried about the effects of the moon right now. I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists that believe the moon is fake. It's a hologram. Some people believe the moon is a hologram. I'm not kidding. There are people out there. There are people that believe that the Earth is flat. And this is getting promoted all around the internet because it's basically a diversion from the real issue, which is obviously geoengineering and the spraying of chemicals on all of us. So they divert it by putting a website out there on the blogosphere that has chemtrails here on this side and then flat Earth theory here, or chemtrails here and reptilians attacking our planet here. So you begin to believe that anybody who thinks about chemtrails is a whack job, because obviously the Earth isn't flat. We wouldn't have thanked all those people like Copernicus and Galileo and Bruno for all their intense knowledge of the celestial bodies above us who died fighting for their beliefs. They were executed by the Vatican. Galileo was seen as a heretic. Bruno was seen as a heretic. So these flat earthers are sitting in their apartment going, hey, that's right, honey, that's flat earth. They're lying to us about everything. I don't even know what to believe. I doubt they're even chemtrailing us now. I think maybe they're just contrailing. Or something to that effect. Global tyranny moving forward. Right on track. Yeah, and Bayer, the company, the Nazi company Bayer, wants to offer to buy Monsanto with even more money. Hey, Lemon Moon, thank you for that email we got from you. I'll be dealing with that issue later. Appreciate it. I don't want to talk about it right now, though. Lemon Moon sent us some information in our email. Thank you very much.
Okay.
This is interesting. Bayer, the Nazi German company, pharmaceutical company, big pharma company, German company raises bid to 127.50 per share from 125 on Monsanto. They want to buy Monsanto. So apparently they just want to control, it's part of their final solution the Nazis put together. I am not a member of Zeitgeist. No. I believe in God. Bruno was a fashion superstar, you're right. Yes, Bayer also admitted to giving thousands of children the AIDS. Thanks so much. What we do without these little mini statistics in our show.
Yeah.
Well, if we were all living in a horizontal plane and we had heads the size of small erasers, you're right. We could have a flat Earth here. But I would never believe that. You know, things are kind of strange, though. You know, Elon Musk believes that this is possibly a computer program now. He's been doing so much crack that he believes that we're in a computer program, that God is a computer engineer, and that somehow we are part of a large computer program. And he's not the only one who's gone off the deep end. Other people, like Bill Nye the Science Guy, he endorses GMOs and believes that we were a computer program. I mean, it's crazy. Can you turn on guest chat? Later. We can when Sarah's gone.
Okay, I can leave now.
No, I want you to be, take it easy. Enjoy it. This is a big night for you. This is your night out. This is you and me having fun.
You're laughing?
I just have to laugh at that one. I just crack myself up.
You crack me up too.
Well,
that's funny.
This is you and me having fun.
Oh, goodness. That's okay. I'm glad you have fun.
It's kind of relaxing to have fun. Be with the best person in the world, my favorite person, my best friend.
Yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Myself. You. And it's just awkward. I know. It's just nice to do this.
Take me on real dates this weekend.
We went on a real date this weekend, yeah. We had fun. We actually had a big music festival in our area. And there was a fantastic kids review. The kids' talent on Sunday was incredible. There's some young people in our area that are so talented, they could be a star like Simon and Garfunkel.
Thanks, dude. Guestio.
We were looking at a couple of Simon and Garfunkels, and they're only like 12 years old. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and... But, I mean, one of those performers actually brought me to tears. Yeah. It was that good. Their voice was that good. They were harmonizing so perfectly.
They were the youngest performers.
Yeah. 12-year-old, 13-year-old boys.
Yeah. They harmonized really, really well. Brought me to tears, too.
Oh, yeah. It was very, very touching.
Very moving.
I was like, hey, how you doing? I was trying to, I was wearing my sunglasses and I was taking my eye and tipping it there because the tears were just, I can't believe this kids are so good. Yeah, they were good.
They're really good.
But they were singing contemporary songs that were really meaningful to the younger generation, like the Pokemon Go song.
Those weren't the ones that brought you to tears.
Those weren't the ones that got me going.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scissor Fight. You're back. Great. Well, totally. I'm like totally in sync with my own parallel universe. We're talking about Hillary Clinton tonight, choking on something. It's not right that we should make fun of the simple fact that she's unable to get a clear palate. I mean, we don't know what's going on. It could be, I'll tell you something. This could be big pharma. This is why Dr. Drew made that comment that she had 1950s healthcare professionals working around her. Because he really cared about her. He was like trying to say something nice about her, and then, of course, he lost his job for that. But she may be getting bad health care with big pharma interdicting. Her choking could be an example of one of the interdiction factors in her medication. The contraindications of various bottles of medicine, whether say she's on Lasix, for instance, which is commonly used to treat incontinence in women. I'm just saying. It's a water, it actually works to dehydrate your water in your system.
Okay, Scissor Fight. And
you go to the bathroom a lot. And if a woman's incontinent, she's going to the bathroom a lot, the Lasix is designed to actually lower the amount of fluid in her body because maybe she's having some high blood pressure, for instance. Okay, well, one of the side effects of Lasix is coughing. So she may not even know it. Hillary may not even know it, but if she's on Lasix, her cough is a result of being on Lasix.
That it could be, and some doctors don't realize that. I think it's more common than some people know.
It is more common. I don't think the doctors understand that Lasix is commonly used for women Hillary's age to deal with heart issues. And blood, say she's gained some weight and they want to reduce her water intake, it's commonly given by doctors. And doctors are practicing medicine on people. I know, I think I am. Her cough is indicative of that. Now, I'm not trying to say anything mean about her. I really am not. I'm not trying to make fun of her coughing attack. I really was not trying to do that. I just think that there's something to what Dr. Drew was saying. That she's got like 1950s medical people around her. So yeah, if you're a Democrat and you happen to know Hillary, you may want to ask her, are you on Lasix? And I'm not a doctor, but I know I've read the contraindications of these particular pills. my mother, was sick for many years, and I know what the after effects are, and we've seen them firsthand. You can see a lot of people.
LASIX. Yes, exactly.
LASIX, yeah. It's a common drug prescribed by doctors now to deal with water retention.
And yes, they do also do furosemide.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different drugs that she could be on that may be causing this cough. So I don't want to make fun of her because she's coughing. That's a cheap shot. That's not why I would be discussing her problems with lack of emails, lack of transparency, some other issues that aren't even getting coverage in the news, like the fact that she released the MEK, a known terrorist group, from the terrorist watch list the day after Benghazi. I mean, all these things have never really been discussed publicly in the mainstream media. I'm probably one of the few people that even discuss this throughout the country. I think I am the only person that actually is talking about it. So the MEK, it was a known terrorist group that dates back to the early days of Iran's revolution. And if there was a payback factor, then yeah, if there is a telltale email that Julian Assange is going to release in the next month that could draw a connection between her directly complicit in the death of Chris Stevens, then all bets are off. Her election will derail instantly. But Donald Trump's derailing on a daily basis when he sticks feet in his mouth. Footsies.
There's LASIK eye surgery, which is different than what this LASIK that Dave was talking about. David is running for president. David Sponheim is running for president.
This is about me running for president, yes.
Okay, I'm going to take a break.
Oh, thank you. Take care. Feel free to dine in the refrigerator.
I shall.
I have not heard about the Call of Duty game. I don't have it. Do they have it for Xbox 360? Because I don't have an Xbox One. Yeah. The fact is, Hillary is a borrower. She doesn't want to deal with solvency. Yeah, chest pain pills, cough or hoarseness, fever, general feeling of tiredness or weakness, headache, lower back pain, or a side effect can be habit. Ask your doctor if you have white spots in the lips or in your mouth, swollen or painful glands, tightness in the chest, unusual bleeding or bruising. Yeah, furosemide. So you go, I might be all right to something. So I'm concerned about Hillary's health. I know that a lot of you people still believe in her, even though we've been telling you all the negative aspects of her dynasty. I'm not trying to in any way alienate the country from each other. I realize that, she's got a lot of people still in support of her, and in dealing with something like this, she's under a lot of pressure. She really is. She has a lot of pressure, and for a woman her age, it really is probably more than she needs, physical wise. But okay, here we go. Guest on. Let's do it. COD Black Ops 3, Xbox. Okay. Black Ops 3, I'll have to check it out. Call of Duty. All right, Freedom, come on in. Sorry I had it turned off. We wanted to give people a chance. Thank you. Well, good. I'm glad that you guys can recognize my intuitive nature and how I'm really trying to help here. I don't want anybody to be choking, especially on camera in front of the American people. And it's really sad in a way, because she feels like she has to do this. I know it's something about growing up in the White House or early days and wanting this so bad that kind of pushed her to the edge. When somebody took her place in the last election, turned out to be a puppet president, which I'm sure she would be as well. We've been doing a dance act, and it's basically buying time with a guy who reads off a teleprompter. So we're kind of concerned that we haven't gone anywhere. And Hillary doesn't have any new ideas. So we're going to have to start thinking about answers to the country's problems as opposed to just picking a gimmick for a president. I can't take over the island. I can't even be mayor of the local city. I live in the outskirts. That is unacceptable over there. Mad Dogs thinks she may have COPD. Yeah, Scissor Fight says true. Yeah, COPD is common in her age category. And that's something she can't prevent. She cannot actually get a correction to COPD. It's a systemic problem. There's not a lot of fixes to it. And if she is suffering from COPD, then yeah, she shouldn't be running for president. And Donald needs to get checked out too, because he's 70 years old, and these people need to retire. You know, I retired when I was 50, just because I managed to get everything I needed to survive on the rest of my life. It was good that I was able to do that. And I don't have the needs and the expenses of materialistic people who are greedy, like Donald and Hillary. Oh, I see what you've done. Yeah, we'll have to modify guest chat. Let me go into the tools. Thank you. That should take care of it. Thank you. Sorry about that guest chat nightmare over there. You have needs. Can you fulfill them? I am not gay. Yeah, I'm not in any way homosexual. I cannot email you Candy Rain's address. No, I don't even know where it is. Nice try. This is a comprehensive attack here. I cannot vote for Hillary in good conscience. She's a carryover of the same mistakes that Donald Trump made. Both of them supporting Henry Kissinger. Both of them being essentially in favor of universal health care. Voting for Hillary is like saying you're an absolute, Hillary or Donald, you're saying to people you're an absolute moron.
We're not ordinary people. We're morons.
Okay, we are here now, and we're going to bring in a background for Labor Day. Jazzy's a friend of Wintard. Oh, hello. Thank you. Hey, Jazzy. Wow. Gosh, we are so overwhelmed with grief over the loss of Wintard. I'm so sorry that you've lost this great friend of yours. And I know she called in a few times on our show, and she was an amazing person. What really struck me amazing about Wintard is her voice was bigger than anyone I'd ever heard before. And I even said to her, you need to do voice work. And you saw her last month? Oh, wow. And you know, it came to my thought came to me when she died that maybe she was using that big voice to cover up a very, very sad inside person. You know, kind of like the Robin Williams syndrome. You know, you don't realize these people are suffering inside. It really is sad. We are recording the chat, so anybody threatening my life will be prosecuted. Thank you. YouTube, Chat Room Celebrity has a YouTube video. So seeing her last month, it must be really, really hard on you, knowing that you can never see her again. I'm just so sorry about her choice to kill herself. I mean, there's no better way to describe what happened. Alert, the feds to steal the 2016 election and the Clinton body count warning. Oh, talking about the Clinton body count on another site. That's a good one. We'll play that tonight. You know, calling me a Negro is just, I may be African American. It's true. We're all African American. Anthropologists have determined that all people on Earth are African American. But calling me a Negro is just inappropriate. Yeah, that's specific too. We apparently our genome is traced completely to the. Whoa, that's a pretty intense GIF. Wow, thank you, Beekman. Our genetic type is connected to a small tribe in Madagascar, and I believe their names were Adam and Eve, if I'm not mistaken. You didn't know that we're considered all African American? Wow. Here in America. Okay. Challenger. What do you make of this? All these faces of all these people who worked for NASA. That's short for Never a Straight Answer. How can all these people from the Challenger still be alive? Gary Johnson supports forced vaccinations. I'll get you a link. I'm against that. Better yet, yeah. Can you, while you're thinking about why Miss Krista is still alive, or any of these people, I mean, how could this possibly be true? Yeah, I mean, why would NASA lie to us? Surely we went to the moon. I'll get you that link for Gary Johnson. Hold on, please. Don't you think we went to the moon? You don't really do. You don't know, do you? Here he is, the libertarian Gary Johnson. Check this out. Well, I'll tell you about the moon in just a second. This link will blow your mind. Libertarian Gary Johnson just sold out to Big Pharma. Says children should be forcibly injected with mercury at gunpoint. Okay, that's the Clinton body count list, and this is the one with Gary Johnson in it. I'll put that in again. Yeah, check that out. That'll blow your mind. And now a word from the moon landing people, the makers of the fake moon landing. NASA. Never a straight answer. I know. David, are you serious? You really are questioning whether the moon landing occurred? I think it's worth looking at. Nixon had some bad people working for him. I mean, not a lot of things make sense about Nixon. Watch this.
Wilbur Wright once noted that the only bird that could talk was the parrot, and he didn't fly very well. So I'll be brief.
By the way, this was the only other speaking engagement Neil Armstrong made after he allegedly went to the moon. Okay, the only speaking engagement in all those years. That was it. It wasn't even funny. But now you get to see the incredible windy moon shot of the flag. How can there be wind on the moon? Whoa. Okay, let's break into a dance. What do you say? Well, if you think that's hard to believe, how hard is it to believe that we've got a stuttering president who's a Muslim And he's homosexual. Well, this is how hard it is to believe.
Sounds provocative, tweets funny. Sounds provocative, tweets funny. Sounds provocative, tweets funny. Sounds provocative, tweets funny. Sounds provocative, tweets funny.
Now she's got this goofy friend. She's a basket case. Oh boy, Goofus.
All right. Relax. It's okay. I'm not driving anybody insane, but that was a great little if. And if you want to see that over and over again, feel free. I'd never been in Kosovo. I was never a mercenary. That was amazing, wasn't it? Yeah. Yes. Scissorfight has a very good one, similar. I like his backbeat too. You got a UFO at 24 seconds. We got a birdie at 24 seconds. It's flying high. As you know, I don't believe in aliens, but I will commit to the Full Disclosure Project. This is the WTF flow. Massive night vision UFO activity, July 2014. Let's take a look. Whoa, that is massive. Look at that. Whoa. That is a UFO for sure. You know, I've seen UFOs. I just think these are government testing vehicles using levitation capabilities. Yeah. I think the government's got 2 tracks. That's a very good one. Thank you. It's a close-up. Yeah, I think the government's got 2 tracks of technology. One Area 51 track and the other Area 52. And then you might think these are aliens. There's more. Whoa. That's a pretty cool video. We're going to add that to our lineup. Thank you very much, Beekman. Rest of the video's lame. Whatever. We'll watch it later. That is great footage. That was intense. When I was a kid, in 1967, I was in Orange County, California. My parents just bought a track home out in the middle of what is now Huntington Beach. And I looked out of my window. There were no other homes out there. It was just strawberry fields everywhere when I was a kid. I looked out of the home. It was like right in the afternoon, about 3:30, 1967. I think it was June. And it was right around when school was ending, probably June 15th, June 17th. And I looked up and saw an array of probably 40 or 50 discs in the sky. Strawberry fields forever. And those discs were actually moving like one unit, like that was moving in that video just now. And I was blown away. I was 7 years old, and I immediately turned to see if anyone else was in the house, say, hey, everybody here? And I would look back, and it was gone. But it was making some big movements, like big shifts. Now, I didn't think anything of it until I went to the MUFON headquarters archives and found out that 200 people in Orange County that month saw the same thing. Yeah, I'm just telling you. So whatever they were, I still believe that these are perhaps government testing vehicles. I'm not ruling it out. If the government has reverse engineered these things and possibly done the same type of technology, just learning from aliens, that would explain aliens. But I'm not one of those people that believes in what is called the alien agenda. Bill Cooper, the famous William Cooper, the writer of Behold the Pale Horse, the landmark book on conspiracy theory. He believed that the government had an alien agenda. He was a government agent, and he said that that was their goal, is to make you believe that everything is caused by aliens. So when the government wants to cover up genetic sampling of animals, they claim it's alien cattle mutilation. They're just checking the livers and the kidneys of animals to see how their radiation and biodiversity testing plan is working. So as we're being sprayed in the air, they're testing us and telling us that the aliens are simply doing it. So nothing that makes sense right now about what's going on in this country or in the world. Pretty serious when we have that allegation and we're on the verge of an election that's so important to the future of our country. Pretty sad too. So Hillary's claiming that she's going to come clean about the aliens. I will gladly give you full disclosure on aliens if indeed I find out in person that they exist. This is an audio track called Abator that was just created by Scissor Fight. He does some amazing background stuff. Interesting ambient music. You must have one heck of an audio library, Scissor Fight. Well, we had a visitor from Wintard's Life who came in and is visiting us right now over at iVlog. Her name is Jazzy. And she knew, I believe it's a female, she knew Wintard. We even saw her 1 month ago. And we are now still stricken with this loss of a wonderful young lady, 21 years old, who really, we didn't expect her to kill herself. Another UFO one, Beekman? Okay. I'll add that to my list. Thank you.
Alien. Alien. Mysteries beyond your imagination. You are entering the alien zone.
Even then I wasn't that freaked out by the experience. I just looked at it as possibly a testing of some drone of some sort. I even thought that when I was a kid. I didn't know what the word drone was when I was a child, but I knew discs in the sky.
Alien encounters.
I could bring you some amazing pictures right now that will blow your mind. Let me get the background for Labor Day in here, because I totally want to do that. Bear with me just a sec. This just came in, Labor Day's background. Yay! Happy Labor Day, everybody! Somebody did a great job on that. This music is kind of trippy for sure. Especially with this playing in the background. Wow. Those men were put in harm's way when they had to witness the atomic bomb going off. Wow, that's intense. Yeah, this music is definitely freaky. Doom and gloom sound, yeah. Sounds like two chainsaws trying to have sex with two weed eaters. Yeah, good point. Oh, you're working on a new Halloween mix. Excellent. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to be going as. I'm thinking of going as My Favorite Martian, but we may have to get my antenna set. I think you can order these online. Yeah, everybody's kind of freaking out by this music, man. You're really getting it going here. Really? Okay. It's wonderful. I'm planning on developing a new form of interspatial time travel. All right. Okay, this is becoming an interesting show, I guess. We had a red moon we talked about. Let me bring in my most compelling evidence of unidentified flying objects here on Earth. That's the best way to describe it. We've got UFO evidence, people carting a UFO across a very long distance, right before your very eyes. So this is something I think will make you question what's going on in the world here on Earth. You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension of both time and space.
You are about to enter another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land of imagination. Next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to narrate. You're about to see something that's unexplainable. All right, so what do you think? Was that somebody with a large drum set carrying something across the road? Hey, Jazz Rio. That would not be funny, Captain Howdy. You're a sick puppy. Of course, you know that, so I'm not really saying something you don't know. Please don't spread any rumors about Jackson. Thank you. Yes, Jazz Rio. The very first television signal aliens will receive is Hitler announcing the 1936 Olympic Games. Interesting. None of you can explain that? You want me to light it up for you? All right. Well, we're just doing a little conspiracy theory tonight. Hanging out with Dave. Yo, what's talking about, man? Oh, Jazz, you're in. Oh, yeah. Well, you can call me. I know. It's so sad. Jazz is in. She's in over here now. Yeah, I know. And you were going to see her recently, right? Well, if you want to call, you can. You don't have to, but my number is yours, 707, your ATP. I'm just really blown away. We were made aware of it this past week, and it just came as a shocker, and we didn't believe it. My cast is lagging. Let me drop off of that then. Is this better? Thank you. Good. I'm glad that we've slowed down the guest hate. Boy, it was kind of terrible for a while there, but it's getting much better. The blogs have gossip. I don't do a gossip show, no. Yeah, they don't bother to cover it, no. You have more Close Encounters with Aliens in your library? Okay. Well, I don't mind entertaining aliens on Conspiracy Monday. Alien prank invasion in real life. Wow. This is a prankster. I don't really want to do a prankster.
Oh shit!
So this guy walks up to people in this outfit and freaks people out. That's kind of funny.
Oh shit, God!
I must say that is kind of freaky. It's better than going to a meditation center in Point Doom and having to pay $20 to sit there and listen to the ocean. I'm here for the meditation. Werner von Braun was the father of the man's flight into space. Ja, das ist richtig. And did you know that Werner von Braun was working with other people? Many people from Germany, through Operation Paperclip, were brought over to the United States to work on various projects. Did you know that? What is your take on the crazy clown sightings? Trying to lure... Yeah, I heard that was weird. I don't know. I think it's something strange about it. It could be a Pokemon Go phenomenon. I'm not really sure yet. Well, to call into the show, you must simply dial 707 your ATP, YOUR ATP on your alphanumeric text pad. YOUR ATP. And I promise you I will not have a German accent when you call in. There was a person who claimed his father worked with Werner von Braun, and he was a man who... Yeah, Jazz knew Wintard. Yeah. Yep. Basically, Werner von Braun knew Phil Schneider's father, and Phil Schneider claimed he worked at Area 51 in the Dulles Air Force Base. Here he is.
One of them did this. All I remember is that he just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me and just literally opened me up like a fish.
Now you see his hand there. His hand was actually blown apart. You'll see it right there in the picture. See right there, he's missing 2 fingers. You see that? He also had a known scar right down the middle. So he claimed, well, you think he's whacked. He claimed that he had a blue beam cut him apart, and he could have had a carpentry accident while on acid. Yes, Jazz, that's the number without the alphanumeric. You went to school with her? You hung with her at a get-together? Oh, man. Well, if you want to call in, feel free at that number. We can talk about the late Wintard.
Fish. And burnt.
He claimed he was murdered, or they claimed he was murdered. He had 3 different causes of death on his death certificate.
Because the kind of like being hit by a lightning bolt burned all my toenails off of me. Completely crispy crittered my left foot.
He claimed there was a massive battle among aliens in Dulce, New Mexico, in this underground alien breeding center. Yes, do, if you feel like calling in. And you need to have not a blocked number. If your number's blocked, we can't get your call. But we do want to hear from you, of course. It's fine. Wintard was a person that brought in so much life into our show, and we needed that at a time when we were getting attacked by various paid trolls. And Wintard was just an authentic person, and kind of brought a lot of really in-your-face, instantaneous, upfront virtual chat. into our show, and she was always very outspoken. NASA is a money laundering scheme. Recent sabotage of the commercial space project was cover-up so real space explorers can't try to leave the atmosphere. If they did, they would find that it's impossible to pass through the Earth's radiation belt with current technology. You're right, Templeton. I wish you'd explain that to Richard Branson. He still wants to go out and do another space flight with his family. And, you know, he was in a near-death collision on a bicycle just last week. Richard Branson had a near-death experience, he said. So maybe he'll rethink his Virgin Galactic voyage. I hope he does. I do believe that they're running into a problem with the Van Allen belts. When I was showing you the waving moon flag earlier, it was to make you understand that there's a good chance that the moon was actually a figment of our imagination landing on that moon. All right. Well, guests have been very mean tonight. I'm going to have to be very tough on you. Hey, we got a call. Let me get it. Cool. Okay, we're on with a friend named Jazzy. Hi, Jazzy. Hello? Hello, are you...
phone.
Hi, this is...
I had to call because...
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You talk. Hello?
Hi, Jazzy, it's David. Hi.
Yeah, sorry. My computer is super slow.
Okay.
So, I was just going to call anyways.
Okay, good.
But anyways, what's up?
Well, not a lot, except for the tragedy. I mean, I don't think it's ever been so personal when we lost somebody so close. She was calling in. She always had fun with us. How did you know her? You met her at a party, or you knew her from high school, or what?
Yeah, I actually went to high school with her. Yeah. We weren't super close. She definitely stopped going to my school for a little bit. And then the other day I was at a friend's house, and they were like, she's coming over, and I was like, I haven't seen her in like years. And we all stayed the night at that house, and then I woke up the next day, and she was still there, and she's pretty funny. No lie. But it was just kind of weird because, like, I got on Facebook one day, and they were like, R.I.P., and I was like, what the heck, dude? Like, I just saw her, like, 2 weeks ago. And it was just, like, a weird situation. But she definitely was funny.
Yeah, really funny.
Really funny, so I can only imagine what she was like on APP.
Yeah,
and then I got a message from somebody, Scissor Fight, whoever that is, messaged me. He was like, what happened to her? And I was like, she overdosed on Xanax.
Xanax, wow.
Yeah, she overdosed on Xanax.
That's easy to do. That's easy to do, those pills. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure she meant to do it, but that's why I was not going to put that on the website, but thought I'd call you in person and let you know.
Thank you so much. So, do you know? Happen to know? Somebody said rumor was that she was really involved with a very intense relationship with a woman recently. That's what people are saying, that she had a girlfriend that she was really involved with. Any knowledge of her breaking up with that girlfriend or anything horrible like that?
I don't. I never met her girlfriend. When I was talking to her at the get-together, she did mention a girlfriend, and like I talked to her about that a little bit. I didn't know her girlfriend personally. Like I said, I hadn't talked to her in like years, and she came to this get-together, and we just kind of, like, I barely talked to her. Like, we just talked about, like, simple things. Like, I told her I was joining the Army, and she told me that she had this girlfriend or whatever, and she thought, yeah. So, and we all just got drunk, so.
Oh, okay.
Not gonna lie.
No, that's fine.
But
why don't we get somebody to post her? Why don't we get somebody to post her message, her GoFundMe page here, folks? Post her GoFundMe page if you could, somebody, because her grandmother needs to bury her, and people want to, show some support. So if you have that,
like, she was a really funny person. Like, she was very happy. Literally, that night, she was like the only one making me laugh. Everybody was just like boring. She was the only lively one there. And then the guy that I'm with now, actually, I told him what happened because I have a baby with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like years before me and him were together, he actually went out with her.
Oh, really? Okay, so he dated her. Okay. He knew her more personally. She was She was bisexual, yeah. And now you had a baby with this guy.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on me right now.
Well, whatever. It's just like.
Yeah, I don't know what she's getting involved in.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like assumed that's what happened to her. Because, like I said, I hadn't talked to her in years, but I'm not involved with drugs, so I don't really associate myself with people like that.
Oh, okay.
But we have mutual friends.
I see. Okay.
It'd be great if.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do drugs.
So you're a good girl.
So I try to be.
There you go. Okay.
I try to be.
Well,
especially because, like I said, I'm a mom and I'm trying to join the Army.
Oh,
so
okay.
I try not to associate myself with stuff like that.
That's good. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Winter Deanne Connolly was only 21 when she took her life, and Xanax is one of those drugs. If you get the lavender ones, they're like 15 milligrams, and if you take 10 of them, that's it. It's really, really sad that it happens that fast. It puts you to sleep and you never wake up.
I didn't know they had lavender ones. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, a friend messaged me and told me, and they said it was Xanax and sleep pills, so kind of makes sense that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hopefully, like, maybe you can post the GoFundMe page on her thing, because, like I said, I don't know who all she's got family-wise.
Yeah.
I don't know who she lived with. I think, like you said, her grandma. And I'm pretty sure her girlfriend is the one who, like, found her. But I don't know too much about the situation. I haven't really asked.
Okay.
But, like I said, maybe you can put the GoFundMe page on the website, and maybe a lot of people will help.
Yeah. Maybe.
I know that'd be great.
Yeah, anything would be better than nothing. It's hard to, she'll get buried if she gets over $5,000. Otherwise, they're going to try to talk them into a cremation. I assume that. Yeah, I would assume she'd want to be buried. Mm-hmm. You don't.
For cremation.
I don't like cremation.
Maybe you could talk to like her grandma or something.
Yeah, maybe. The idea of not having cremation is kind of a spiritual thing. But if she left no will, there'd be no one to actually answer to what Wintard wanted. Yeah, she killed herself, and it's really sad. Hey, stop picking on Scissor Fight. He's a good guy. He made this effort to reach out to Jazzy and get her to call in. I mean, this is a great, chance to talk to somebody her age, Wintard's age, that understands, how many different roads you can take in life. And you can easily go down the dark road of drugs and thinking everything's a joke. Or you can go down the road Jazzy's taking, where she's taking life seriously, trying to get into the Army, trying to get her life on track. And it really is a kind of a either or decision at some point, especially for a woman who gets pregnant. They have to make that decision. They can't just not make that decision. So, interesting.
Well, yeah, I just it's taken like a huge effect on like a lot of my friends, because like I said, we're all mutual friends, and there's some of them are taking it like really hard. But I just saw your thing, you put her picture up.
Yeah, we were trying to photograph all of this. The sadness is kind of underestimated. What really shocked me when I saw her photograph, because I'd never seen her when she called in. I didn't even know what she looked like back then, except for like little glimpses of her page, like small pictures. And I didn't realize she was so young. I felt that her voice sounded like a 25-year-old woman. She just had this really big presence. Or a 30-year-old woman. She felt like she'd seen it all. And it was kind of I think, let's pretend. I think a lot of people put this on where they pretend like they're really on top of the world. And it's really not that way. We all are a little insecure about a lot of things. And it can really eat away at us. So it definitely took its toll on her. Some loss was so heavy that she wanted to take her life. And I just don't know what that loss could be. She did commit suicide, yeah. She was married, though, wasn't she? Married to a guy for about 2 years?
No. She was with the guy, I forget his name. Is it like Jeremy or something? Do you recall the name?
I thought it was like Leo. I thought it was Leo or married, maybe Jeremy. I don't know, maybe. But I heard him in the background.
It was a Jeremy. It was something like that.
Okay.
She was with a guy for a long time. Or, like, I mean, we came to that get-together, too. She wasn't married.
So she wasn't married.
She was, like, with this guy for a while.
She told me she was married, and she was getting married. So that was a line she did, which just to make it.
Maybe she said she was getting married. I don't know. I don't think she ever actually got married, though.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm glad at least.
I don't know. You're confusing me.
No, I didn't know she had been with a guy for a while, and then she got into this woman, and apparently something didn't go right, and we just don't know what happened to her. That's where we're at. But yeah, well, good luck with your wonderful career ahead and your family, and hopefully, is his name Mike, the father of your child?
No, Michael's my son.
Oh, your son. Okay.
Father of my child's name is Jonathan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully everything will be going forward. Go ahead.
So, like, how did she find that website? I've never heard anything about Vaughn Live, ever.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how did you find the website?
We found it because Blog TV collapsed from under our feet. We were on Blog TV for a long time, and everyone was scrambling about 4 years ago to find a new website to go to, and Vaughn was the only one that actually made any sense. So we went to Vaughn, and it worked out okay for us. We got up and running, and we got a lot of viewers. We brought a lot of viewers into Vaughn, but it's not a heavily advertised site, and the guy that does the site keeps people from getting into our chat show. So it's kind of messed up. We're getting censored over here. We're not even getting as many viewers as we'd like. So we're kind of waiting for blogtv.ca to open up. That's a new one that's going to be coming in about a month or less. So.
Oh, that's cool. Well, maybe when I get out of basic training, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're going to be in basic training.
What are you doing?
We are running. I'm running for president, and I've been doing this for since 2008, and it's been a nonstop effort to reach out to the American people against all obstacles. Now, we've been censored by the mainstream media. So we do this.
Actually trying to run for president.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get it, because we do not have smart people running right now.
You're right.
I'm not into politics, but it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, they aren't very smart, and they're full of themselves, and they are very rich, and money seems to be buying position in our country, and it's not something that the rich people even understand what everyone else is going through. So it's pretty sad that we've got a lot of people disconnected from average people, and I'm more connected. I can relate to the younger generation as opposed to Donald Trump and Hillary, who are really old fogies and have no clue as to how difficult it is for young people to get started. Back in the old days, you could get your own house paid for with a VA loan. You can still do that, but your VA loan is like a small amount toward your down payment. It's not going to cover everything. A VA loan just gives you a little head up into the world of real estate. Back in the day, you could really get ahead. Now young people don't have any ability to get ahead in this world. It's very difficult for them, and I realize that, and I'm going to try to make it better for people to get a home and something that's paid for. That would be ultimate for Americans.
Well, I will definitely vote for you. I don't vote now, but if I see you on the top, I don't know how to put that, but if I see you on the top running for president, you know how, like, it's down to, like, Donald Trump, Hillary, and whatnot. I'm definitely voting for you.
Thank you very much. Excellent. Super.
You better keep running, too. You better keep running. Don't give up.
I know. But if you're not voting, I mean, you can still vote and still write my name in. But you can get the name off the website.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Who do you think's going to win?
I will. I think I'll get media advertising in the next 2 weeks, and everything will be going forward. But in reality, I think Hillary's got it in the bag. Hillary has got this thing sewed up. If she falls apart and starts collapsing with palpitations and coughing, I kind of think her coughing episode today was a result of medication, but I think she's got this in the bag. She'd have to really screw up to blow it right now. But I don't think Donald has the American people don't like Donald. He has a guttural feeling people dislike the guy. He just makes them, it turns their stomach when he lies incessantly.
Right.
And that's something, even though Hillary is definitely dodging the truth and people know that, she's not openly throwing her foot in her mouth. And, you know, Donald is doing that all the time, and it's not winning voters for him, I don't think. Cool.
So he's definitely not winning.
I don't think he's going to pull it off. Now, he's taken 10 of my ideas, and he's used them himself to win the Republican nomination. So not only am I completely censored in the mainstream media, but the guys actually used our ideas, and we can document this. We've already talked about it. But it's just sad that people are able to get away with this. So our country's really corrupt right now. We've got a lot of corruption, and that's the real problem. If we didn't have these two corrupt people running for president, we'd have about 10 other people running against each other, and it would be a much fairer race. But this is totally unfair, what we got. Thank you.
I agree. Do you think that we're screwed? Do you think we're about to, like, hit World War III?
Yeah, I think we already are there, yeah. We're about ready to see something big happen. A big event is going to go down. Number one, they're hiding the economy and how they've been faking it by printing up money. The government runs on borrowed money. It's not running on actual money directly from your taxes. So they've been hiding that, and that's coming to a head. And they don't really have a real solid plan toward world peace. So I think they're playing it to the hilt to depopulate the world. I think they want 90% of the population gone. No, I have not admitted it. No, I've not. Floyd, I said I was going to win. I told you that. I need mainstream media attention to win, Floyd. If I get mainstream media attention, I can win this race. But without mainstream media attention, we're going to have a tough race against Donald and Hillary. I'm just telling you, this is a reality. I'm not deluded, okay? But yeah, they're...
So if you get media attention, you are pretty sure you can win president.
I do. I believe I can sell the American people on my ideas and the integrity that I represent. Whereas Donald and Hillary are full of all kinds of back history that is not pleasant. We've got so many links about Donald and Hillary, it's ridiculous. I should get my link library out for you guys.
I'm so worried because I feel like we're screwed, and I feel like my way of bettering myself is joining the Army, and I'm literally going to enlist in the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually already supposed to be enlisted. I was supposed to have left on August 14th for basic training.
Uh-huh.
But my ship date got changed or whatever.
Okay.
It just worries me because I feel like something, like, big is coming.
Yeah, I know.
But my way of bettering myself is joining, but I don't want joining to be, you know what I mean, like, screwing me over.
Right. You could be facing wartime. You're right. It could be really scary. But you're right. Many people are joining the military because of the economic situation they're in. Very, very, very sad. You know, a lot of people at your age are facing this adversity. What are you going to do with your child? Are you going to give him to your mom? Or how are you going to take care of your kid during your basic training? Mom, dad, grandpa, grandma?
And my mom's going to watch him. His dad's involved in his life, so they're going to watch him.
Oh, good.
I'm super excited about basic training. I really am. I'm not worried about it. I'm actually really excited. I'm just worried because I don't want some president getting in the office and then sending us to war, and then what I'm doing, literally just, to better myself and for, my son, I don't want them to, kill me off.
No,
Makes sense.
God forbid. Well, I mean, there's a bailout time when if you find that you can't do it. I mean, God forbid, but then otherwise, then you'd be AWOL if you already become a U.S. military officer and realize, oh, I don't want to go to war. My concern is that Hillary gets elected and wants to go to war in Syria, just like Obama did. And that's my big thing. We're anti-war people ourselves here. And Donald wants to go to war. He's even talked about sending troops into Iran. So I wouldn't want to be in a position where I'm one of the youngest recruits out there sent off to those. But you're a woman, so you will face less first fighting front position war activity. You won't be on the fighting line. Women aren't usually put there. So I'm not saying that's something that's going to make you feel better, but you will be prevented from going to the front line. You know that, right?
So I So, no matter what, I'm probably not going to be like a grunt pretty much. Like, I'm not trying to be infantry, but they're not going to put me on the line.
Yeah. You won't be in the front line. Yeah, I'm glad to say that I don't even think we should have a draft personally, but women definitely have talked about, wanting to be in the draft. There are a lot of women that are gung-ho to get into this. So.
Right. Well, I'm definitely going to kick ass when I'm in, and I'm going to hit you up, and I'm going to let you know how it goes.
Okay, well, great. Keep our number. Yeah.
Don't laugh at me, okay?
No, I think it's great. I think the volunteer army is fantastic. It's the best thing we can do. If we are going to...
Listen, don't laugh at me when I ask this. So you remember how Ebola, showed up, right? You never heard anything about Ebola, and then, a few years ago, Ebola just so happens to, come around.
Yeah, it's a big fake thing. The whole Zika virus thing, Ebola, the swine flu, all these things have been big fakes. They're attempting to put a pandemic in front of us because they really want to have a pandemic. That's the big thing, and they want to make money on vaccines.
The government created that? Do you think the government can, create viruses that really don't exist?
They do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I feel. I've came up with that theory. Hey, dude, I never heard anything about Ebola until now.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like the government is making these viruses, if that makes sense, but I don't know.
I think the government has the ability. They've been able to synthesize protein viruses. Back in 1997, they've developed the tools and technologies. So since 1997 to now, they've been honing that technology. But vaccinations are the one weird thing that's an ancient technology. Dates back to the 1800s. They're still using that, but claiming that they're helping people by vaccinating them. And they've got the ability to stick nanotechnology in us. They can RFID chip us with a vaccine. They can send an RFID chip into our body in a vaccine, and we wouldn't even know we've been chipped. Now, they can track RFID chips from up above in the satellites, so they would know where everyone is, simply by having a supercomputer track your location by watching your RFID chip floating around your bloodstream. I'm against unnecessary vaccinations. Have you vaccinated your child?
Yes, I have, and I really didn't want to, but sometimes, you have to, because, when you're enrolling them in daycare, they won't let you unless they've had those vaccinations.
Right.
But me personally, I'm not going to lie, I haven't had my, flu shot in a couple of years. I'm perfectly fine. I've not caught the flu in 2 years.
Yeah, I think you're fine, and it's smart not to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flu shots are really suspicious. The one that does work with old people is pneumonia. That one has proven to be effective because it's only one type of bacteria, but most flu shots, there's 250 flus out there. Your flu shot's not going to cover more than one of those 250. So I'd like to say Zika is a false flag. Yeah, it is. Zika is a false flag. Zika's been around for a long time. It's a descendant of the dengue virus, the dengue fever virus. Dengue fever. It's the same, it's an augmented virus of that same origin. And that's been around for 60, 70 years in terms of epidemic. All right. We are definitely not going to sit around and get vaccinated. A lot of these people are against it. Forced vaccinations is something I'm against completely. I'm going to shut down guest chat, guys, because you guys are abusing the chance to speak.
I know. That's why I was having a hard time trying to talk to you, and my computer is slow. So
yeah,
that's why I was repeating your name. I was like, Dave.
Dave, that's cool. Well, I'm really glad you called in.
With me, okay?
What's that?
I said, be patient with me, okay?
Oh, okay, I'll be patient. Yeah, we've had a lot of people who have called in with kids.
Sorry. I'm not interrupting.
That's okay.
You're gonna yeah.
I just don't want your kid to lose time with her mom. While she's on the radio, on the horn talking to me.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and drop the phone.
Okay.
You'll definitely hear from me more.
Cool.
And I have a lot of political questions coming your way.
Great. Excellent, Jazzy. Well, thank you, and good luck with boot camp. I'm happy that you're volunteering and protecting our country. Thank you. All right.
Let me know if they try to microchip us, okay?
I will definitely keep you informed. We have a lot of information coming in. Take care. Thanks for calling. Okay.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. This, we got a little feeling of the same feeling we got when Wintard called in, because Wintard was young and always called in and everybody, all the guys in the room are going, "She sounds hot." Yeah. That's pretty interesting. Well, losing somebody so close, so young, tragic, really is. It's unbelievable that somebody can put on such a strong persona and deep down very unhappy. You'd have to be incredibly unhappy to have killed herself. R.I.P. Wintard. Great call, yeah. Great call, Jazzy. Thank you for calling in. Scissorfight says gold is still down 1326.80. Silver is up 1950, making a trip back up, and Dow Jones is still hovering around 18,491. It's like everything in the stock market stopped a couple of years ago. We haven't really seen, well, we saw a big major shift about a year ago or 8 months ago, but it's kind of like it's sitting on ledges. It's a step down and just sitting there. No, I've never been microchipped. Don't want to be microchipped either. I prefer guest chat to being microchipped. It's more fun. This way I can just be tormented every night in our show and allow people in. What's really happening is these people who are attacking me in the show are trying to make it so I shut off guest chat. Because a lot of you people really do want to have guest chat. The good people are in there with good guest input. I've got a link for all of you to dump Trump. And you can go ahead and click the link and promote the Dump Trump links all over the internet. And End the Clinton Dynasty is another link that we've got set up on our link library. And that's another one. Check it out. We've got 45 links dumping Trump and 85 links dumping Clinton. Well, you're for some pretty kinky stuff, Captain Howdy. Bag End Audio said, David, I lost 4% this year. Things are indeed stagnant. You're right. There's about $14 trillion in money markets that are right now on the ledge. And even Carl Icahn lost 18% of his portfolio this past year. And he's been moving money around all over the place. He lost a lot on Target, but he did invest heavily in Netflix, so it kind of augmented his losses. But even Carl Icahn is not able to make projections in this very stagnant and slow to react market. David, will military women require women? I don't think I'm going to require anybody to touch their body parts openly. I think everyone should be ensured privacy. Jackson's going to Plan B. Okay, you're over there at iBlog, Jackson. DJS Love says, my penny stocks are down 50%. I've lost $150, he said. He bought penny stocks. Halloween show is coming up in Halloween, but we are doing a September 11th Sunday show, which is unusual for us. We'll be doing nonstop 9/11 videos Sunday. All about 9/11 conspiracy theories, the possibility that there was a demolition, that Building 7 was detonated along with the other buildings. We'll discuss the possibility that the planes weren't even there. They were holographic images projected onto your screen because they controlled the feed. Weird stuff like that. Nobody really saw the planes on camera other than a couple witnesses that were canned actors. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Everybody you ask what happened when the trade centers went down, they said, well, the planes hit it. When did you see that? Well, I saw it on TV. Oh. Well, we had a first Sunday show ever earlier. We did a test Sunday show a week ago, a 24-hour show. It was a catastrophe. We allowed guest chat, and it turned into a hot spot for people to exchange their email addresses for quick sex hookup. Somebody dropped our name all over the 4chan network, and they were coming in like crazy, all these lonely homosexual men. Well, of course we'll be live to see the results of my win. Yes, of course. You think the Netflix bubble's coming again? Back in? Yeah. All right, so some of people really don't understand that this isn't about sex. This is about rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. All right, I'm going to play our theme song, Can't Stop, because we will not stop running for president. This will be extending on into the next cycle to 2020. So let's do it.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
So what's different in this coming election year? Please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
Sponheim for president.
We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, 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 and we won't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim.
Make legislation which would legal.
Unbelievable. Thank you. Hey, this is amazing. We've got a lot of people. It was a great link. Yeah. Great. Did you see it? We've got a lot of people who just don't believe that chemtrails are happening. And the worst conspiracy of all is that which you're breathing. Now, I'm really, really seriously concerned that you have been lied to by our government. So in honor of me telling the truth to you tonight, I bring you a testimony from the director of the CIA. That's right, the director of the CIA saying that that's what they want to do. They want to dump chemicals on your head. Listen to this. This happened about 2 months ago. John O'Brennan, the director of the CIA, talking to the Council on Foreign Relations. Watch this.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive, The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. As promising as it may be, moving forward on SAI would also raise a number of challenges for our government and for the international community. On the technical side, greenhouse gas emission reductions would still have to accompany SAI to address other climate change effects, such as ocean acidification, because SAI alone would not remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere.
They want to release this information into the public in the worst way. So when John O'Brien actually spoke about SAI, thank you, he actually was speaking the party line, what they want us to know about now. So they are saying, yeah, we're going to be dumping chemicals in the air, because it's getting almost impossible to prevent anyone from saying, well, that's a chemtrail. So, yeah, even the people that have been saying it's a contrail for years, and I was one of those people back in the days, actually said it was a contrail, it wasn't a chemtrail. I'm of the belief now that they are literally dumping chemicals on the human race, and they don't really understand the acidification of the ocean issues. They don't understand the net result of it affecting your blood and your brain, and they really don't even care. So I'm not going to believe at this point that they're really looking after our best interests. I'm going to believe quite the opposite. They are working on their depopulation plan. And that plan is to get rid of the human race as we know it. Now, there's a bookmark I wanted to find. Let's see if we can pull this one down. Thank you, Sarah. I'm going to go in here and search for Deagle. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Okay, this is a link that came up a few years ago. We were in our chat room, and this link came up from a government procurement site and statistics site which analyzes productivity in America. And it's such a disturbing link that I have to alert you to what you're about to see. This is the link, and Sarah can look at it. I showed this to her before, but this link shows you that the projected population for the U.S., according to this link, by 2025, the projected population for the U.S. will be 61 million people.
Or actually, how about not 61 million, but a drop of 61 million?
Okay, even if you were to assume it's a drop of 61 million from that information, what possible explanation would you have for that, considering we've got 321 million in 2015? So that's a serious problem.
Yeah, exactly.
They're projecting a drop of 61 million. So how can a site with such intensity and obviously projections of purchase power, budget, military budget, etc., possibly have this information? And you've got to wonder, the real reason they're doing this is because, yeah, cancer, AIDS, but really all of the above. What if I told you that cancer itself was being purposely created in our bodies with genetically modified foods? Oh my gosh, we got a kitty cat coming in. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Kitty Cat Deluxe. And she's in her mother's arms, and she never does this. Wow. She's calmed down in her old age, I'll tell you.
It'll last for about 2 seconds.
She usually scratches the heck out of us when she does that. The Amber Cam.
Oh, she's settling in.
She's settling in for a little video episode, Amber? Mm-hmm. Should I add another camera? Let's do that.
She's got her furs on.
Really?
She's so happy.
There she is.
Oh, yes, you're a super cute kitty cat.
She's a kitty cat. The amber cam is on now. Isn't that something? We saved this cat. We rescued her. I know. We rescued her from, she was a feral kitty pretty much out there. Her mother had chlamydia and gave it to her cats, her kittens. And Amber's one of the only ones that survived the litter. Chlamydia takes 9 out of 10 cats out. So she was barely staying alive when we got her. And we took her to a vet, and the vet said, oh, she'll be dead in a year. I said, no, I don't accept that. I went online and I found out that chlamydia was completely curable. And the local veterinarian didn't believe me. And I said, no, look it up. It's not a virus, it's a bacteria. And if you give it a 15-day course of antibiotics, it'll knock it out. So sure enough, my chin is petting the cat, yeah. Let me put her in your lap and bring us up a little bit. There we go. But I put her on a 15-day course of bird biotic, and it cured her. Amazingly enough, it cured her. Let's see if we can pull a zoom off on this. Let's see if that'll work.
No, Captain Howdy. Enjoy shopping there, though, yourself.
There she is. So she's enjoying her back rub. She's nearly 14 years old. Right around this time she was born 14 years ago. I can't get over how old she is now. I worry about her not living to be 30.
You rescued a cat and you lost your cat after 16 years. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, well, she's such a good kitty cat that she loves me, I'll tell you. She likes me more than Sarah, it seems.
I know she does.
She does. She really does.
She's meowing in my lap, or purring in my lap, but that's just because I'm next to you. If you got up and took a break, she would probably follow you.
She probably would run. She knows it's dinner time for her, so I'm going to feed her some Friskies. It's a frisky kitty. You rescued your cat after 16 years, missed her so much. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without her. Yeah, the oldest living cat is 38, and apparently she's still alive, so. She has 6 more years at most, really. Thanks. Mm-hmm. Bird biotic is the thing to do if you want medicine for your bird or your cat. Go with that, because you can't get it any other way. The vet has to put a prescription out for it. Wow, your German dingo and pit bull mix walked around following you. You think the cat is an alien spy sending messages back to her alien warlords? It's pretty funny.
Did you want to take a break at all?
Yeah, I'm going to take a 10-minute break. I'll be back for a little bit more tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, good.
Okay, we'll see if she follows me and then just get rid of the camera if she does.
Okay. Maybe I can pet her and she'll stay.
Thank you.
Good, but she's looking. Where's the looking at? But she's relaxed a little bit. She figures she'll come back. The bird biotic is kind of like Cipro for animals. It's just a biotic for animals, and antibiotic. And it's the only one you can get without a prescription. Whereas most antibiotics you need a prescription for. Okay, I will stop petting you. You want to bite me now. So, no. Actually, we don't let her outdoors. We used to let her outdoors with a leash on. But she doesn't like going outdoors with a leash on, so. Alright, are you going to go? Goodbye. So, since. Let me make sure. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. And delete. Okay. Not antibiotic stuffed birds, it's antibiotic, but it was called bird biotic because it's biotics for birds, but it will work for cats. She's alright. She's a pretty good cat. yes. But yeah, we don't normally let her outside, and because there's eagles and other cats and owls and all those things outside, so we don't want her to have anything like that. Your German Shepherd, Dingo, and Pit Bull mix is housebroken, and she only goes outside when she needs to use the bathroom. Oh well, that's pretty cool. Housebroken, that's nice. Yeah, we have a pretty cool litter box for Amber. Yeah, so that's what she uses, and we use like a kind of like a feline pine product. Parrots can live for 100 years. Wow. Imagine if, like, I wonder if they live longer when they're in the wild versus in captivity. If they live 100 years in captivity, I wonder if they live like 200 years in the wild. Yeah, Amber looks a little bit like a lion cub, or a... We think she's a little bit of a Maine Coon cat, and a little bit of a, well, they call her tortoiseshell tabby. She doesn't hate me. I mean, she does tend to like David more than she likes me, but she's okay. Parrots will mock you for 100 years. That's funny. A jackfruit tree can live over 100 years. I've heard jackfruit. Now, is jackfruit similar to durian? I wonder. Because it kind of looks like durian on the outside. But I've heard that jackfruit is really good for people. Yeah, birds are probably not easy to care for. Yeah. Yeah, she does that. Well, when she gets temperamental, she's like, don't... It's just her way of saying... She doesn't like to meow. So it's her way of communicating that she doesn't want to be petted anymore. Just to try to bite me. Maine Coons are anatomically different than house cats? Wow. Interesting. I saw this really... They have some interesting animals in Maine. Oh, you could line your birdcage with medical books. Maybe the parrots can learn it. Oh, big cats can't retract their claws. Yes, that would be funny. It don't matter. Proof cats are planning to take over the world. It's funny. That's cute. Oh, should I play the video for everyone about the cats planning world domination? That cat definitely looks like he's planning world domination, that's true. Nine signs cats are planning world domination. By Ryan Barrell at Huffington Post, UK. When you enter the room, they stop talking and begin to play. Adorable. They watch you all the time, working out your weaknesses. It's good. It's cute. They say meow when you see them drawing maps in their catnip. That's funny. If noticed, they immediately destroy the evidence. Nothing to see here. Newspapers start getting delivered to your door. That's cute. Ew, gross. That was cute. Thank you. That's very cute. Alright. Don't let David see the video. He'll believe it's true. There'll be a conspiracy about cats taking over the world. No, just teasing. That was cute. That's funny since they're fights. Oh, goodness. Yes. Oh, goodness. Here's the guy. What? Why do we have this alien prank invasion in real life? There's a lot of things I don't know why we have. Oh, goodness. Alright, so Bayer's trying to buy Monsanto, and the world is continuing on. Cats are a little crazy. Oh, what? Your cat is dying? I'm sorry to hear that, DJS Love. Wow, and your penny stocks are down 50%. You lost $150. That was your link, the alien prank one. I bet it is funny. But I just saw a cute video. I don't know if I'm in the mood for any more cute. Or adorable or funny or whatever. Yeah. David has a link up, which is radaronline.com. 25 conspiracy theory photos galleries. Lots. David says from the other room. Did you guys hear him? He said, that's a great link, by the way. Oh, he'll go through those tonight. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. That's just the way it is. It is. Alright. I think I'm gonna do my own research. Yes. Cat Bible. That's funny, it don't matter. FBI tactic in a national child porn sting is under attack. Oh, the FBI is hosting some weird bulletin boards. Wow. People, there's images and videos. The agency called the sting, FBI did this sting called Operation Pacifier. More than 180 people have been arrested in the U.S. Oh. Judges across the nation are declaring constitutional violations in this sting, and internet privacy advocates are crying foul. a U.S. judge has deemed the FBI search warrant process and its takeover of this Playpen server as an illegal search and a violation of federal rules of criminal procedure. 6 other federal judges in the nation ruled the same way. But even though they said it's not the right way to gather the evidence, they still accepted the evidence in obtaining that they obtained. They said the method of obtaining the evidence wasn't nefarious but misguided. They're allowing the evidence to stand under what's known as a federal good faith exception. Wow. In late 2014, the FBI got a call from one of its law enforcement colleagues in a foreign country that led to the arrest of a Florida man who was serving as an administrator of the Playpen from a server in North Carolina. This Playpen operates operates on the dark web, an encrypted network using hidden servers. And the site visitors use the anonymous Tor browsing tool, which hides the Internet Protocol or IPs. The site had logged 160,000 members in 5 months of operation.
Wow.
The FBI took the server and, in a government facility in Virginia, installed a hacking tool called the Network Investigative Technique, or NIT. The agency went to a federal magistrate judge in the Eastern District of Virginia before they did this and got legal permission to use NIT to install the malware on the user's computer. The malware fed the FBI identifying information about the users, including their IP addresses. The agency then sought the identities of the customers from IP addresses, and the agents across the country secured search warrants in the jurisdictions for the homes and computers of the customers. Wow.
Yeah, so they've tracked a lot of people who got secret access to VPNs and things. Interesting. Wow. Lots of money has been invested too in the searching for cyber terrorists. You like Tor? I heard that the email system at Tor was compromised about 3 months ago.
You aren't far from Quantico. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't watching all your chat. I was reading about that. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, they camped out for a couple months at that site, and they also tracked a lot of pedophiles that were brought in, on that sting operation. They captured 187, I believe.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Conservative icon Phyllis Schlafly, founder of Eagle Forum, dies at 92. She was against the Equal Rights Amendment. We've got a link here. I'm just going to click this. Go ahead. Here's Johnny. That's a cool one. Yeah, that's the cat jumping out of the NASA spacecraft. That's a good one. Yeah, let me put that on the screen for everybody to look at for a second. It's funny. You seen this?
Oh.
It's cute.
We just watched a video about cat domination, cat world domination.
Oh, really? Cat world domination. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Good.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. If you ever want to, imagine what it's like to be in space with a space alien cat.
I don't know who all was busted, but that ring.
Yeah, well, it was a whole...
I wonder if that was part of the ring that you read about in our local paper.
There's a local Oak Harbor Police Department officer named...
Well, whatever, you guys can research it on your own, on their own newspaper.
He was actually fingered in that attack. They found something on his hard drive in his email. And they, I guess, have charged him with a crime, and he's lost his job or something. It was in our local newspaper. Yeah, that was a cool jet. Yeah, so the only drawback of building a Faraday cage is just something that happened to me just now. I reached up to get a piece of metal, aluminum metal off the...
and it's stuck.
It went right into my nail, like the bamboo shoots and the Vietnamese.
Ouch.
That's how they tortured the Vietnamese people were tortured with bamboo shoots in their fingernails, and our POWs were tortured that way.
So the panda is off the endangered species list, but now the eastern gorilla is critically endangered.
Oh, wow.
The giant panda is now classified as vulnerable.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, this was a Faraday cage I built today for just a few minute tutorial.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It goes over the outside of it. Let me show this.
How do you attach it? Staples?
Yeah, just simple aluminum staples, and it's aluminum screening. And it goes right over the dome when your smart meter outside has a little glass dome over it. Yeah, here it is, a picture of one of the ones I constructed. See that? That's what I have outside.
Okay.
And it's still, I still get I still get a feed from, they still calculate the electric bill, no problem. So.
Yep. All right.
Thank you, Sarah. That's awesome. I'll give everybody where's that 25 top, there they are, greatest conspiracy theories. I want to do that one.
Yeah.
I want to go through that right now, see how far I can go.
All right.
Thank you, Sarah. Good night.
Good night.
Yay, Sarah! Yeah. How do you get David, do you know a way to get free energy? Ask your neighbor if you could borrow an extension cord to their house electric. Good night, Sarah. I respect you. Well, the screen over the meter, if you look up the word Faraday cage, the screen over the meter actually diffuses all the electromagnetic radiation that's beaming out of that smart meter. And they've calculated a tremendous amount of RF frequencies coming out of there. Oh no. I'm having nightmares that you showed it to me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to freak out. Yeah, the benefit of the screen is it diffuses all that radiation that's pushed out. It captures it and it kind of holds it in. It's like, shh. Whereas it normally goes everywhere and you're like getting buzzed when you're near it. So if you're in an apartment building with a lot of those meters next to your head, you may want to seriously consider moving to another apartment within your complex. Ask for a change. Say your carpeting is dirty or something. Seriously. You don't want to be near that meter box. You're right. We don't want to stop the meters. The RF frequency over power lines diffuse. I had a big argument with a Brazilian scientist. It wasn't really an argument. He won. I was talking about putting insulation around wiring and how we could save more energy, and he freaked out. He said, no, you cannot do that. We were at a meeting in the Green Energy Conference down in California in the middle 2012, 2010, I believe. Anyway, he said that what happens is the lines overheat when you insulate them, and then they burn up, they crack, the copper cracks. We don't have an electrosmog meter. No, I'm not that hung up about environmental stress syndrome, Poison Pez. I did get a radiation meter and checked the radiation level in our area, and it was not bad. We're all seeing 200 times the normal radiation because of Fukushima. It is pretty serious overall, but we're not spiking where we are. California coast has got a little higher rating because it's getting a direct slam from Fukushima. But the radiation effects are not as bad as you might think, but they're not exactly something we can just ignore. No, I don't. I think a magnet would affect a meter reading. Yeah, definitely. I think just putting the net over there makes it so that the reading can go straight out through a pinpoint direction and forms a waveform. But I think that we don't need to send pinpoint directions everywhere. It really only needs to make it out directly to its target, the receptor. I still get a bill. They haven't changed my bills, so it's not affecting the performance of the operation of the unit. But I've seen these things test out, these Faraday cages, and they do lower the RF frequencies by as much as 99%. Yeah, it would if I was trying to fool the meter, but I'm not. My electric rate is about the same almost every month. It's predictable. It's amazing, it doesn't vary much, because we do the same things over and over again. I sometimes have to question the bill because sometimes it's exactly like it was last year at the same time. Okay, we are recording still. Good. David, you never answered my question. The chemtrails are real and countrywide shouldn't be wearing some kind of protection. You should bubble suits. It would protect you and keep you busy. Bag-end audio, that's like a loaded question. I would probably live in a bubble suit. I really would, if they were comfortable. I put my headgear on when I do spray paint or anything, and the headgear alone is extremely uncomfortable. That's why when people go down in coal mines, they don't really like to wear their headgear. One of the things I'd like to reform in the coal industry is I'd like to provide recreational rooms down there in the mines, government-sponsored recreational rooms that are fully protected with oxygen backup. See, what happens is the guys working the coal mines, they don't wear their gear because it's so miserable to wear headgear. And then they get black lung, which is horrible. So we could easily offer some sort of a underground bubble that can blow up and be self-contained with negative air pressure. So we could provide a recreational room for people to unwind, an hour every 4 hours of working. Because it's hard to do that. Making coal energy is, there's 770,000 coal workers in America. Your energy bill is about $178 a month? Really? You've been using your central air unit more than usual? That's very unusual. Maybe your Hitachi vibrator has been, running on less energy. You're not using it as much? All right. Okay, we can open up guest chat toward the end here. I'm going to go through the round robin of different conspiracy theories, starting with Princess Diana. It's becoming more obvious that the British Royal Intelligence were in and around Paris 2 days prior to the death, when her boyfriend Dodi Fayed and she died in Paris in August of 1997. It's actually arranged by British Special Forces operatives. Yeah, that's what the newest revelation of conspiracy theory is. And this came from Dodi Fayed's father, who owned Harrods and who spent millions and millions of dollars to find out that this is exactly what had happened. 2 days prior to Princess Di dying, British Royal Intelligence were in Paris for no apparent reason. 600 of them. Oh, that's just not true. Turn on guest chat? Okay. Okay, I'll turn it off for a while. Yeah, we don't want to in any way affect your psyche, Admiral. We want you to be happy.
Oh yeah. Waiting.
I had this problem the other night, it wouldn't advance. I kept clicking on it, it wouldn't do anything. Photo gallery, what's wrong? It's no good. There we go. Takes a while. I'm not going to make it through 25 conspiracy theories. Okay, JFK. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy while he rode in a motorcade in Dallas, Texas on November 22, 1963. has sparked countless conspiracy theories over the years. AIDS origins. Theorists have insisted that the deadly HIV/AIDS virus was created by the CIA to wipe out homosexuals and African Americans. Do you believe that? What about the maker of the AIDS, Dr. Gallo? Very interesting theory that he was the one who first patented the AIDS HIV interferon solution. Was he the perpetrator? Okay, and then on to anything else? No. Well, apparently there are no more oh, there's another conspiracy theory. Flight 800. All right. Flight 800. With music, it's better. Yeah. The TWA Flight 800 crashed off the coast of Long Island, New York, killing all 230 people on board. The NTSB said that the crash was caused by a gas tank explosion, but many eyewitnesses, 47 to be exact, claimed they'd seen a streak of fire heading toward the plane before it crashed. Some people think they were doing weapons testing on the coast at the Naval Air Station. Mystic Seaport. Okay, and the mystery continues. Let's see what we got. The moon landing, yeah. I talked about that tonight. And nobody saw the planes going directly into the World Trade Center, but 47 people saw a rocket hit TWA 800. It's true. Okay, we talked about the hoax and the flag waving. Really, really weird stuff out there. Moon anomalies like this. How could you explain this? There is no wind on the moon. What are they lying about and why? Well, that theory suggests that Richard Nixon covered up the entire event, made it appear like we landed on the moon to make himself feel better. Captain Nowdy, this is a bannable offense. Don't even go there. Apparently, I found out about his Hitachi vibrator and he freaked out. David, you know two less like always. Oliver Stone? I'm sorry, that's a forbidden site. You know two less like always. You're funny. We all know that JFK was not killed by Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay, the UFO crash site, Roswell, New Mexico. Many still believed flying saucer had landed, and years later, a former mortician announced that alien autopsies had been conducted at the Roswell base. In 1995, the officials investigated the incident and announced the weather balloon they had blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then this one, 9/11. Terrorist attacks in the U.S. allowed to happen or planned by the U.S. government? Yeah. Possibility of an inside job? Yeah, possibility. Okay, and then Sandy Hook, the theory of false flaggery. Some of you are right on the edge of false flaggery. You're bi-curious about your false flaggery? All right. Some of you are beginning to wonder if Sandy Hook was made up to push gun control. And I do believe that that's the case. I don't see any evidence of any bodies being buried. In fact, none of the parents had access to the cameras. No one could talk except for a couple paid actors. We're just cursory going over this. Oh, Oh, this is the birther issue that I ran with that Donald Trump stepped in and claimed as his idea. In 2011, April, he made a big issue about this, and I've been doing it since 2008. Okay, the Holocaust. No, I'm not going to call that a conspiracy theory. I'm sorry. That really did happen. The Oliver Stone experience, you'll be published. Oh, thank you. Well, that's nice. Oliver Stone was a good mouthpiece for the CIA. That was great. All those diversionary thinking about 9/11 was, or excuse me, JFK, was put together by the CIA to make you think any number of things happened. It's called tell a lie big enough, long enough, and everybody believes it. You know, I've heard about that. I think top scientists have already been developing a gravity portable generator. Katrina, an effort to get rid of all the poor black people. This is a conspiracy theory that they want to wipe out the coast of Louisiana, and make it so nobody lives there so they can continue mining the oil without any environmental concerns. That's an interesting conspiracy theory. Scientology founder Hubbard came to believe that psychiatrists were behind a worldwide conspiracy to attack the religion and create a world government run by psychiatrists on behalf of the Soviet Union. That's an interesting theory. Vaccines. According to RFK and others, vaccine preservative causes autism. RFK Jr. is actually, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. believes that this vaccine preservative causes autism, as I do. I've talked about this. Yeah. Politician believes government epidemiologists and other scientists conspiring with the vaccine industry have covered up data and lied about vaccine ingredients to hide the problem. And the new Coke. All right. One theory is that as many insist the company intentionally changed to an inferior formula with the new Coke in order to create demand for their classic product. That was an interesting conspiracy theory. I never even thought of that. Yeah. Coke was just trying to create their own buzz with the classic, creating their own. It's almost like De Beers Diamonds created the idea in the ads that a diamond was a girl's best friend. They created the scarcity. They created the idea, the advertising buzz. So that's an interesting conspiracy theory. No, but nothing like the others. There's a theory that the famous 97 chess match in which the computer finally beat a human, Garry Kasparov, was a fraud. Theorists say IBM cheated with its Deep Blue computer in order to get publicity. In the 2003 documentary, Kasparov himself argued IBM had secretly used humans to help the computer win, but the company said the only human intervention occurred between the games and Deep Blue, won fair and square. Oh, and the Beatles cover-up. This is a great one. Yeah. John really did die. Yes. A car accident in 1966, November 9th. Paul McCartney died. Terrible death. Nearly decapitated. Yeah, well, that has a lot of merit when it turns out forensic scientists were looking into the background of his new replacement and found there's facial differences between Paul McCartney before and after. And these are forensic scientists from Italy that actually studied the look of Paul McCartney before and after and found that it didn't match. It was a 66% match. They found a better Paul. I actually remember in 1966, I saw an advertisement, it was March, I believe, of that year, in some of my sister's Beatle magazines. She was belonging to a bunch of fan clubs. And I saw a competition that they had for the best impersonator of Paul McCartney. I remember that. Captain Howdy, you're out of here. Later. You know, just because I realize this guy really is a tranny. I know. I'm not saying, don't blame me, I'm just the messenger. Yeah, I'm not saying the whole thing was a fake, but you look at the real Paul against the fake Paul, and their ears are different. There's Paul McCartney from 1966, and Paul McCartney, the person that currently occupies his body. And yes, this is the worst English accent in the world. Thank you so much. So there you have it. 25 or so conspiracies. I probably didn't read more than 12. Oh, she vomits during the coughing fit? Oh, we got to see this. Fabby, the Fabby 4. She's vomiting too. Wow, this is great. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
What difference of this boy does it make?
There's many comparisons between the real Paul and the real Fall. You will find out the differences later tonight. We will be playing more of these facial comparisons in our detailed analysis of Paul versus Fall. Yeah, I think there's a few more conspiracy theories, but I'm done for the night. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, whatever, John. None of you want to believe in anything conspiratorial. When in fact, conspiracies have been going on since the beginning of time. I mean, Julius Caesar and Cassius and Pompey conspired to rule over Rome for decades. And then there's Rubber Johnny. A 3-minute video that's perhaps the weirdest thing on the internet. We'll play that tonight. Thanks, Beekman. I agree. It's going to be very good. Ringo Starr said that the new Paul had more talent compared to the real Paul. Yes, Frankie, that's right. The fake Paul actually was a studio musician that worked as an impersonator and did a lot of stand-ins for the dead Paul. Yeah. Proof of Hillary's seizure. Oh, excellent. Later, Dave. Later, take it easy, everybody. Good luck promoting America's Third Party. I know that you're going to go out right now and immediately start telling people on the internet about us. Thank you so much. All right. Here it is. Proof of her seizure disorder. This is even better. All right. This is good. Let's go there now. Well, make no mistake about it. Here it comes. It's a wonderful day. I'm getting an IMDb National Treasure. What? What are you promoting that? Yeah, that's the wrong link, dude. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Irrefutable evidence of a seizure. Wow, this is just too good. William Ramsey investigates. Let's do it. Here we go. Thanks again for everyone. All the great links. Thanks that very much. Oh, you have malfunction too. That's going to be good too. Cool. God, so many good things to look at. Okay, I'll be in here till 2 in the morning watching with you guys. So take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy.
Everybody, Dave Acton checking in. Welcome back so we can discuss hypothetical and theoretical analysis of the fake, hoax, scripted news events that we call synthetic reality. Apparently the Dr. Drew show has been canceled because, I like Dr. Drew. I used to get all my sexual advice from him. I'd watch his show, and he would usually cover all the abnormal sexual activities of the world. Somewhere I would get some advice in there. So it's excuse me. It's kind of sad to see Dr. Drew go. Anyway, apparently he made comments about the blood clots in the former First Lady's lungs. She was married to the former president who was impeached by Congress. Apparently she's been having coughing fits.
That he doesn't particularly care whether Putin and the intelligence services attack American institutions. So, get some water.
Oh, was that the fake doctor? Yeah, there he is. He's the one, you know, a lot of people say that she's a living autopsy, that this doctor is just basically trying to keep the corpse alive until it can walk into the White House. I think that's I think that's unkind. Anyway, he's the overweight doctor who follows her around with EpiPens and injector and whatnot. I wonder if I have a blood clot in my lungs. I'll have to check my colostomy bag. This, wow. Well, anyway, our next community organizer in chief of the White House will be a 70-year-old woman who coughs a lot. And of course, if you vote for her, you lose, Chi-Chi. Until next time, reporting in, this is Dave Acton.
Hi, this is William Ramsey. I wanted to make a quick video about the illness of Hillary Clinton and provide irrefutable proof that she has a seizure disorder. This is a video of Hillary Clinton fainting in 2012, where she suffered a concussion.
Just please respect him. Okay.
Stand in front of him.
Please. Please don't. This is not.
The agents have requested for this. Please stay in your seats.
Lights down. Lights down. Lights down the back. Lights down.
The following videos are from July 22nd, 2016, where she has an involuntary petit mal seizure.
It was a wonderful, meaningful endorsement in every way, and I was very proud to have it.
Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
I've had it.
It is delicious, isn't it?
Okay.
Here's the same event from another angle.
In every way.
And how did you talk about Senator Warren? Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
I've had it.
Here, Hillary Clinton goes blank and forgets what she's saying.
About healthcare, we need to make what we've got work really well and improve it and get the costs out of an upward spiral. Now, I want to mention two other things.
What do the following three videos have in common? Every time Hillary Clinton hears loud noises, she seizes up.
I was very proud to have it.
And how did you talk about Senator Warren?
And improve it and get the costs out of.
At this rally on August 4th, 2016, Hillary Clinton is seen seizing up while her Secret Service supporters step forward. One of her agents on the far right, as you'll see, pulls something out of his jacket pocket. Anti-seizure injector.
Okay, here we are.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Watch the guy on the far right again, very slowly. He grabs with his right arm inside his jacket pocket for something. On August 15th, 2016, Hillary Clinton visited Joe Biden's home in Scranton, Pennsylvania. You can see her walk in unsteadily towards Joe Biden and the woman he's hugging here. But during the whole video, Hillary Clinton cannot stand upright. She keeps grabbing for a railing and even grabs for a table inside the house. Watch closely.
Thank you so much. Well, come on, let's get it.
Hi.
This is Ann.
Oh, and it's great to be here.
This is right.
How are you?
This is where I grew up.
I love it.
Top of Fifth Street.
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever sled down it?
A lot of times.
Yeah, I bet.
We hung on for cars.
There used to be a streetcar line. You see that tree there that cut down?
Yeah.
In the book, What It Takes, they found two guys that reported that I jumped out of that tree on the top of a trolley car, which I did.
Which you did, but I mean, really.
But I've become much more reasonable. Talking about my Aunt Gertie would come out here and they'd walk out and they just keep dropping food. And so they're having this arguments going on, and my grandmother drops a, I don't know, plate of scrambled eggs or something. And she
You can just tell from this video that Hillary Clinton is grabbing on to anything she can hold on to.
looks at my grandfather and says, "Johnny's not switching."
Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign and her supporters are engaged in an aggressive cover-up of her health status, calling people who question her health conspiracy theorists. It's interesting that here the Inquirer seemed to know that Hillary Clinton had serious health problems. They wrote that she's risking her health each day in an article that was published October 7, 2015. In the article, they detail everything that everybody's talking about Hillary's current problems, saying she suffered from headaches, memory lapses, extreme fatigue, blackouts, and vision problems, and that she was a heavy drinker, telling her own daughter that, "I'm an alcoholic, please help me." So it's pretty clear that not only does Hillary Clinton have a very serious seizure problem, she has a blood clotting problem and is an alcoholic. Please click the red button on the bottom right of the screen and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.
Now, how are you feeling? You feeling okay? You feel well? Can I get you something? Do you want a glass of water? We're not really getting anywhere, are we, at the moment?
Are you seeing something? Is there something you see over there? What do you see there, Johnny?
La.
What's this about Mama? Is this your mother?
La la. La la.
What's the matter? Do you want Mama to come in? Don't breathe like that. It'll make you feel really strange. I'm with you. Nothing's going to happen to you. Just calm down now. Just try to relax. Try and keep calm. Don't tense up. Just relax. You're getting a bit stressed out at the moment. Would you mind if I gave you an injection or something like that to make you calm? Should we try doing that? It won't hurt you at all. Just like a little bee sting. And then you'll be calm.
The notion of a completely robotic system that can make a decision about whether or not to inflict harm on an adversary is here. It's not terribly refined, not terribly good, but it's here. And as we develop systems that incorporate things like artificial intelligence, and autonomy, we have to be very careful that we don't design them in a way that we create a situation where those systems actually absolve humans of that decision. And that ethical boundary is one that we've drawn a fairly fine line on. But it is one that we must continue to understand because it is entirely possible that as we work our way through this process of bringing enabling technologies into the department, that we could get dangerously close to that line. And we owe it to ourselves and to the people we serve to keep that a very bright line.
You feel about this global warming issue, but I first became a doubter when they
rebranded the issue and started calling it climate change. It was brilliant on the part of environmentalists because it covered any contingency. Think about it. Warming, cooling, raining, misting, everything. Everything is climate change. After all, climate's always changing, so try arguing with that one. But let's also remember how all of this started, with dire predictions of warmer winters and soon no winters, and if we didn't do anything about it, no us either. So forget about it.
Hi. Are you feeling tired, irritable, stressed out? Well, you might consider nature.
From the people that brought you Getting Outside comes prescription strength Nature, a non-harmful medication shown to relieve the crippling symptoms of modern life.
Nature's recommended for humans of all ages.